Heidi ho, ladies and germs. Welcome to the Banksgiving Extravaganza. It's Spencer Schultz, joined by Jake Luke, one Brian Banks Black, the big baller brand himself, as well as High Noon RDT. We wanted to get together, do a little happy hour live stream. We have some fun planned. We're kicking back, having some drinks, and wanted to just have a nice little virtual. Brings back a little, and I mean this in a good way, brings back a little of the COVID vibes, the fun, the digital, the virtual, connecting wherever you may be. Happy to have you join us on this fine Tuesday evening. The holidays getting kicked off, so we figured we'd kick it off with a little Banksgiving. And excited to be here with the fellas. Speaking of the fellas, how we doing? Brian, Banksgiving B, it's your time, baby. How you
This
feeling?
is my time. I'm thriving right now. I got my my rye all poured up. It's not a care in the world in the next few days. We're gonna gorge ourselves. We're gonna take some naps. You better believe we're gonna take some naps. We're just kicking it with the boys and girls. Hopefully a lot of the female followership out here. Hopefully, what are the vibes, boys? How the vibes doing?
They're great. I mean, listen, I feel like you mentioned the COVID thing. It's almost like we're alone together here in these very uncertain times. I think I'm going to break out and do a little rendition of Imagine. If you other three would please join me.
I know you got a little back pain going on. Back's a little tight. We're in our 30s here, except for Mr. Jake. I'm in the 30 club.
Shot up.
Somebody blew his back out was what he was telling us earlier.
Yeah.
No, I said I need someone to blow my back out.
Right. Okay.
So I'm looking for that if you're available. No, other than my back locking up and not being able to get out of bed, everything's great. I'm covered in icy hot. I had my massage belt thing on. It's a nice looks like a fanny pack. But this also does bring us back to, and I don't think you guys were in the chat room then, but maybe our most drunk podcast. Thanksgiving 3 years ago, I believe, where Brian was.
That was Brian on the balcony, right? I think I was.
Was it a balcony or
no, I was
off. That wasn't when he fell off.
My old ratty recliner, and I think I went on a Tiger Woods spiel for about 8 minutes about God knows what. I had a lot of whiskey that night. I don't regret any of it. I really don't.
We should just
probably do more podcasts like that.
We need to open the vault and let that one out again.
I think Marty was on that one.
I think he was too. He definitely was on that one. Yes.
What was the one with Jim,
tonight?
There was one with Jim where you were belting out like Irish tunes. I was reminded of Jimmy and the boys at Plata in season 4 at some point.
I don't know if that was a podcast or if I just decided to go live on Twitter while hammered with my old man. What's the difference?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
You guys talking into a microphone.
It's just guys talking.
Yeah.
You guys talking. It's pretty much what a podcast is. So tonight we got a couple of viewers trickling on in. We've got some fun things planned. We're going to fire up trivia, which I've sweat and labored over, and I'm very excited for. I think it's going to be a fun one. I wish Taylor was here. Taylor might be popping in at some point. He has his duties. I keep doing the Will Ferrell with my hands here. I'm just raising him up. I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? We're having fun. But wish Taylor was going to be there. I think he could contribute just a tad in this department. He's going to be an all-time quarterback. So we're excited for that. We have some special guests. I am going to encourage everyone who is watching, the first 50, due to Kahoot's restrictions, upon which I was willing to pay for out of my pocket. Kahoot.it. You can find it in the bio of the YouTube description if you're watching along, Kahoot.it. Or you can download the Kahoot, Kahoot! App. And use the PIN, which is also in the bio, 9460707. That is already opened up. And we're going to have what I deem as the gobbler of the year, the grand gobbler between Brian and Eric and Jake here coming on. Jake is losing his mind here.
Awful screenshot. Awful screenshot.
He's laughing the same thing.
I didn't even do it on purpose.
I'm trying not to laugh. That's what it looks like when your back gets blown out.
That was cruel, unusual.
The back massager hits.
Oh no. Eric's really letting those 3 cheese get into his plums.
No 3 chi yet. No 3 chi yet. They're on deck, but just a lot of icy hot.
So with that, I mean, get on in there. We've got a couple people joining. We're gonna have a lot of fun here. We do have one Eric Arditi putting the real
damn
music and Arditi there.
Oh fuck.
Spenny, I'm sorry. I know you're like trying to steer the ship here. I've just completely hijacked this.
Yeah,
I was like,
just
what
move on.
what did I do?
Take-
What did I just do?
take-
What did I just say
Take
or
fucking
do?
control of this thing, Spenny. Jesus Christ, man. Grab it back.
Jake is immediately docked 10 points in the Grand Gobbler competition.
I think I need to
Immediately
get back 20 points for that unintentionally funny screenshot. Then a great tweet after that. So 20 points to me. So it's 10 points that I'm on the board for.
I'm
There
sure
we
that'll
go.
be a great Friday beers. Thinking about those Friday beers.
Yeah, I'm way ahead of you.
Boys, what are the plans for tomorrow night? Is anybody going out? Is anybody getting after it? What's going on there? As Tupac knocks down some golf clubs.
Speaking of which, I'm playing a little scramble tomorrow during the day. So yeah, I guess I got to keep some of the tank. What are you doing? Let's
That just got Brian like moister than a towelette. He just made
That is
a
phenomenal day for a scramble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that and Wednesday. I used to play Lighthouse every
Wednesday.
Friday after Thanksgiving when we would do Ocean City Thanksgivings.
Yeah, we're going to whiskey. I know you'll like that too. Big whiskey game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I've never played there yet.
Yeah.
I have a Friendsgiving, so I'm gonna get a little double usage out of this trivia that I put together and go get it there. I'm probably gonna add a couple more feminine questions to ease in with some of the crew there. But we'll be pretty close to Whiskey Creek. You can probably pop over if that time lines up. I'll be in Frederick tomorrow evening at a buddy's house, the one that I went to the Maryland tailgate with this past weekend.
I'll pull a Costanza. I'll bring a nice jug of Pepsi. And that'll be You're not telling me that wine is better than Pepsi.
It's true. It's true. I'm actually going through like adult phases of Diet Coke withdrawal. I blame the franchise. She has really gotten me into a Diet Coke fix, and I've just been crushing DCs like I'm freaking Cougine.
So women love Diet Coke. It's
does that line up with her values?
Oh, it does. It most certainly does.
Okay.
We've got about 10 people that have trickled on to trivia. Happy to see it. We will be doing prizes. There will be tiered prizes given away. Guess what? Surprise. It's going to be merch. It's going to be Exit 52 merchandise. First place through third place. If you can finish in that, I'm really just so jazzed up. I can't wait for this shit. Brian, what's going on in the Wisconsin?
This is one of the great scenarios where if you're just from out of town, you have no expectations, and then you don't have any of that. If you end up out at the bars, you don't have any of that awkwardness amongst people that you just don't want to see because you haven't seen any of them ever.
You want to talk to everyone.
Yeah, you're just down. You're just like down to chat with anybody, and you just kind of get told where to go and what to do. And I just there's always alcohol along the way, and you just are along for the ride. It's great. It's a great situation.
What's on the docket in terms of give me boys, give me one dish you will never touch, one dish you will always touch. And let's skip turkey. Turkey. Thanksgiving table wise. Turkey, leave that out of it.
One dish. I never go for the canned cranberry. It feels like an awkward fit to me.
Lisa does a 10 out of 10 homemade cranberry.
Okay. Yeah, homemade. I can maybe fuck with that, but the one that comes out of the can that's ribbed for your pleasure, it is not ribbed for my pleasure. Let's just say that.
I was gonna say you don't like the ridges.
Yeah, that's a tough look.
My big thing is stuffing. I will fuck up multiple plates of stuffing.
What is your ideal stuffing? What is your ideal stuffing? I feel like this is one of the most controversial things of stuffing lovers. What do you like in there? Like, are you a sausage guy? Do you like a little celery?
I've never had it with sausage. I've had it with celery, and a friend of mine, our family friend, used to make it with apples, like little cut up apples, kind of like celery. It gives it just like a little crunch. It was good. I like it. I'm allergic to apples, and I still eat it. Like I thought it was very good. So,
we're talking like a little tickle. Do you get like a little scratchy tickle, or do you get like
my ears and my throat and my nose? It's all like I could just feel it in the back of my throat. Like it's something like that.
One of my favorite stories. I think if I was a comedian, I would tell this story. Like one of my best friends since I was 3. We went to preschool, we went to high school, we went to college. We worked at the same company after college together. He just like one day. We were all talking. I don't know. I think we were in his basement or something. We were like 15, and he was like, "Yeah, like you guys know how like strawberries are like the sex fruit. Like they get that like good tingle going." And we were like, Wait. He was like in the middle of a sentence. He was like, yeah, like strawberries. Like it's so like blah, blah, blah. I think he was like talking about a girl or something, saying he was going to get some strawberries for her. We were like, wait, back that one up. Wait, what do you mean by that little tickle? What does that little tickle mean?
Yeah, let's double click on that. I like what?
Yeah, let's computer enhance again. We were like, what do you mean by a little tickle? He was like, they just kind of like get that little, your tongue kind of like, it starts to tickle, gets your tongue like kind of juicy.
Oh boy.
We were like, do you have anaphylactic reactions to strawberries? So you think they're the sex fruit? Like, do you think you're dead ass having that's why they're the sex fruit? He was like, you guys' tongues don't swell up when we're like, no, dude, we think you're allergic. And lo and behold, to this day, he's also lactose intolerant. And what do you think he loves more than anything in the world? Chick-fil-A strawberry milkshakes. He will just swell his tongue up and then go erupt in the bathroom. I won't say his name for that part of it, but one of my favorite stories.
This was his bags of sand moment. He just completely on different wavelengths.
Yes, exactly what it is.
He died doing what he loved, drinking things that he's allergic to,
and just obliterating porcelain. All right, 8:17 here. I'm gonna go. I did a test run. I'm very thankful that I did a test run because there were some issues. Let's see. When I go screen share. There we go. This should be beautiful. So if you are watching, you should be able, and it should be sharing my screen, should be able to scan the QR code right there. We're going to get fired up. Boys, I've decided, like I said.
Not seeing it yet, by the way.
Okay. I think I have to do it on the same browser, probably. On the same monitor, pardon me. All right. Let's see if this one works. So I have decided that we are going to be doing Make It Take It for you three. So you guys will be, there you go. If you're watching, you should be able to scan that QR code here. I'm going to give it a moment before we hop all the way on in. But Make It Take It. I'm going to keep score for you guys. I really hope Taylor comes in because I really want him to be an all-time quarterback. I don't think he's going to make it. But go ahead, hop on in there. Got a couple people joining. If you're watching and you're a little bit behind, that's quite all right. You'll be able to join throughout. There will be some prizes here, but it's going to be some poppy culture. I think I really crushed this. So I'm excited. We'll give it another minute or so.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time here. We got my mom's in here. I can tell by her username. She's watching. Curious to see how she does. Hey, Mom. She's up in there.
I thought these were categories. I was like, what the fuck is like Leandra? I was like, what are these categories? I don't know any of these.
Category Clem Dog. Category Kyle Hamilton.
I think Black's been waiting patiently. If you could please call on him.
Brian, go ahead, sir.
Are you going to present a question and then I just blurt the answer?
Correct. Yes. So I'm going to start with the eldest because that's how I believe it should go. Eric, you will be first. You'll have the opportunity to just rip off. I will tell you there are 42 questions in here.
It's a good idea to go one by one though, because there is going to be lag, right? And we're going to be like, oh no, I actually said it for him, but there was lag.
Yeah, no, we're going one by one. So yes, yeah. The answer will present. So you guys might know the answer. You're not going to get an opportunity to get it out there. Okay, there we go. Actually, no, I do want this part on. Randomized order of the answers. There we go. All right, we'll give it another moment or so. It is going to be, we got a nice little crowd jumping in. It's going to be pop culture. Get fired up. I'll give a little pause.
All 42 questions?
Oh, we're doing them, but there's 20 seconds per question. So it's not going to take a lot of time. It'll be about something in there. You guys will have a quick little opportunity there. All right. With that said, are you boys ready?
Ready.
All right. Eric, you're going to start us off. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's rock and roll. I gave you a real doozy to begin with.
So I can just blurt this out if I know it?
As soon as you know it, blurt it out. And there will be 4 answers to choose from. It's multiple choice.
Oh God, come on.
I mean, it's friends.
There we go. Eric, there you go.
Final answer. Do whatever you got to do to lock it in.
It'll come in. I'm going to give everybody a chance. We have the listeners playing along as well.
Meanwhile, you know who the real turkey is.
Oh.
I'll let Brian finish that one.
All right. 4 people did get it wrong. Very sad there. All right. Yeah. Eric, you are up again. We'll see the scoreboard. I'm going to go quick through here. Eric, you are still up.
Oh man,
Ooh.
Oh,
don't think I've
we're
ever
getting
seen this.
deep, boys.
I've never seen this.
I might
Let's
have
go
one
Sunny,
more.
Sunny and Cher.
Sonny and Cher, final answer.
Yeah. Yes, I've never seen it, so
We'll give the listeners an opportunity to lock it in here.
we're going blind.
You have to watch that this week. Great movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
Great movie.
I watched it maybe 2 years ago for the first time in a long time.
6 Degrees. That's why I thought that was a little easy. I know that was a hard one, but I thought it'd be a little easier because 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon there. All right. We got the scoreboard of the listeners. You guys are doing great. Look at Glenn Jackson ready to rip it up. All right. Next up is going to be Mr. Jake. Excuse me, Brian, you're up.
Are you sure? You can.
It's
you
Brian.
Sure
It's Brian. It's Brian. It's Brian.
This show
I'm a-
stinks, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Slapsgiving.
Unbelievable hate for such a good show. This is a multiple rewatch.
I've never turned a show on in the first episode and being like, I know exactly how this ends. Like
Terrible.
and then
Just
got to the end and was like, shocker. That's crazy how this ended.
You hating on something? That's crazy.
Yeah, wow. Who would have ever thought?
I never would have
Not me.
Eric,
Not
All right,
me.
you're
I'm
up
a
again,
lover.
Brian,
I'm
you're
not a
still
fighter.
up.
I'm a lover.
Oh, this is a nonsensical question. It's like it's so random.
Are
It's
you
obviously
questioning a question maker?
Patty Peppermint or whatever the fuck her name is calls him
yeah, you nailed that. You could have just reversed the reverse
Peppermint
situation.
Patty, like whatever.
Yeah, Doug Funny, Peppermint Patty.
3.
Let's go with 26.
Boom. Got it in right at the buzzer there.
Mm.
26 is correct, my friend. All right. We should be getting into the annals here. We're gonna start getting pretty deep here soon. All right. Brian, you're still up.
I think I know this one.
If you really want, I did leave enough time that you could kind of get away with Googling this.
Let's not do that.
I feel like this is Ariana Grande's like right there.
Lock it in.
But that's the answer.
Rita Ora.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a deep
she had
shot.
bangers. She had
Ariana
bangers.
Grande, I put on there. I thought that would get a lot of people, and it did. That was the number one
Yeah.
selected answer there.
You could just
0
picture her
of
on
the
a float.
listeners.
She is easily picturable on a float.
Yep, that's who I
Yes.
would have picked.
Yeah.
Yes. The listeners agree. Absolutely. All right, Mr. Jake. You might be getting a real Jake question here, too, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's send it in. Nope. This is a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know this one.
Oh, I know this one. Yeah, it's so good. That episode is such an all-time.
Tell me
Such
these.
an
Tell me
all-time.
these. Tell me these 4 answers are not fantastic too that I put up there.
Oh no, they were great ones. I mean, those are perfect.
Man, I'm gonna go with the male. I'm gonna go with male and female parts. Just swing for the fences here.
That
Locking
may
it
be
in?
my favorite episode of Friends.
That's a really good one.
Yep.
Bang.
Okay, there we go. That was a little bit of a
Bang.
guess, but
Franchise is impressed with your efforts here.
I haven't watched Friends in a long time.
Oh, never mind. She's very unimpressed that you weren't quick on that. I'm sorry.
I'm more of a Seinfeld guy. You know that, Fran. Pipe down.
All right. A little bit more historical for you, Jake.
I'm gonna go 1933. That
You
popped
have
in my
plenty
head
of time.
before.
You have plenty of time here. You have as long as the listeners take.
That was what my gut told me, but you saying that kind of makes me think otherwise.
You got
Yeah,
10
we'll-
seconds, my friend.
We'll change it.
This was a question on the dozen, I believe.
We'll change it to 1927.
But
Mm.
Clem,
So
Clem with
close.
the all-time.
You were right about the change. You were right about the decade, but you were wrong about.
Yeah, Clem sending out that tweet right as my turn was coming up. That that threw me off my spot a little bit. Let's just say that.
All right. Mr. Eric, you are back up, my friend.
Yeah, I love that he got the fucking Evan Meek right down the middle for that first one, and then Thanks, and I had to.
That was just me throwing change ups.
I don't know. That was tough.
Thanksgiving. Whew. What is this one? I'll say the Pilgrims. I think.
You got 5 more seconds.
Yeah, I
All
don't
right,
remember
lock it
this
in.
episode.
It's the Mayflower. George
Mayflower.
knocks over the Mayflower. So we got our first 3 and out, 1 and out. All right, Mr. Brian. The leaderboard's going crazy. We got a lot of players in here. I'm just thrilled with this.
Jay Weezy is on fire.
All right, Mr. Brian, you are up, sir. Zoom's giving. That's what we have. I'm gonna refill my cup.
Vince Guaraldi he's the quintessential Charlie Brown guy. So I think I have to say him.
Not a Michael Jackson Thanksgiving.
Skibra.
Splash.
I wanna get some mac and cheese.
Bam. That's another point on the board, Mr. Brian. You are locked in. You're the current leader with 3 points, my friend.
Oh wow.
There is one double. There's one in here that I think is so difficult that it is a double point as well.
Oh, I wonder where that's going.
Brian, you are still up. And shout out to these GIFs being just so available on this website.
Oh, that's a great episode too. Whose question is this? Still Brian?
Still Brian.
The holiday armadillo. Like, why is this so Friends heavy?
Because Friends had 10 Thanksgiving episodes, I think, 9.
Mm-hmm.
And it's relevant right now, Brian. Don't fuck with me, Brian.
It's been like 2-3 weeks.
Oh,
All right.
come on.
All right, Brian. All right. I hope you get I hope you get 101 low and away.
How mad are you that I've gotten both my friends' questions right, by the way?
I know that you're good at Friends. I know that you're good at Friends, and you're complaining about it.
This is you showing yourself as a fraud, is what this is.
Yeah, this is just, oh my gosh.
Your Friends hate is all an act.
Yep.
This is the easiest.
I mean,
This is me.
Frank Costanza.
This is still Brian.
I was gonna say, Jesus Christ, I would take that fucking Chris Paul to Blake Griffin.
This is the 2-pointer, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this is the double whammy here.
What a legend.
Brian's on a run. He has 5 points. Only 2 people got that one wrong.
Mm.
Wrong dad. All right, let's see what we got.
In the TV character, in which TV show does the character Schmidt?
I'll go with New Girl here.
You can put it on the board. Easy one there for sure, and we should be getting into the thick of it right about now. Boys, we're not even halfway done, so we got plenty of time.
Ooh.
Oh, who is this one?
Keith Hernandez.
Keith Hernandez.
Cranberry with Daryl Strawberry is rhyme.
I was trying to think of some rhymes, and I should have come
I
up
don't
with
remember that one.
All right, Mr. Jake. Brian has 6. Jake has 2. Eric has 2. Oh, we're on 14.
Oh.
I thought we were way further than that. Okay, yeah, we're not even into the thick of it.
Context clues here, just outrageous.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I got to go with Parks and Rec.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay to have a couple layups. There's going to be a couple toughies.
Yeah. Listen, I'll take them as I get them. Trust me. I've been doing.
This is the Grand Albert competition, boys. Trust me. We'll be going for some loops. If you got that wrong, come on. Read a book, watch a show. Come on. All right. 15. This one, when I did the polling earlier, the test run got weird answers that I was pretty surprised by.
Oh, man, it's supposed to be.
I think there's a good guess here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Frank on this one.
I could see it being another one though.
Yeah,
I don't.
It's
Yeah,
Dennis.
that's a Dennis. That's a Dennis all the way.
That's what I thought too. I thought that was if
That's
you watch
100%
it,
Dennis.
Always Funny, I thought that was a little bit more of a softball.
I'm not a huge Sonny guy, but that
Okay,
definitely
that's
speaks.
fair. That's fair. That's fair. But the
I
part
was
that gets me
reading,
is I
I
can
mean-
imagine Frank going scratch and claw.
Yeah, like it seems like him doing like the Danny DeVito physical comedy kind of thing. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
just I can read that in just such a Dennis voice. Like I know Banks is doing the same thing.
Especially because Dennis is the most cocky person on earth. All right,
Yes.
Mr. Eric, you are back on the clock,
Not
my
being a
friend.
Sunny guy, but being a Seinfeld guy doesn't really line up for me.
I like it. It's just there's so much of it. Like I probably watched the first 5 seasons. Like that's a lot of TV.
Mr. Eric, this is you.
God, see, this show is just so fucking dumb. I remember this episode too.
So on brand that Spenny loves it, but you guys fucking hate it too.
Yeah, unbelievable. This is. I have been compared to Marshall Erickson many times.
Yeah, this
Her
is
getting married in the mall.
You got that off
Wow.
in time, but it was incorrect.
Yeah,
Hmm.
bad
There
show.
we go. Boys are starting to get some strikes piling up. Mr. Banks back on the clock, my friend, with the lead, 6-3 to 2.
Imperfections. I think this is Ariana Grande.
Are you gonna? Would he double grande? Banks is double grande.
Venti.
Where's Taylor when you need him for these?
Venti is
Mm.
20.
I knew it was.
You sandbagging son of a bitch.
He was at Ocean's.
That wasn't Ariana Grande. That was Beyonce on the GIF.
No, it's the Grande on there twice. Double Grande.
Oh,
double
boy.
grande.
Deep in that head. Oh my gosh, you guys were talking so much shit so early. Ooh, you guys are in for a. I'm coming out of the bullpen throwing heat right now. We're getting into the thick of it. Mr. Jake, this is to you.
We're gonna figure out how to cook this thing. Never seen any of those movies.
The Blind Side? You never even seen The Blind Side?
2 of them.
I know how it ends. He has a holding penalty, and they get moved back 5 yards.
I'll say Adam's Family Values. I don't know though.
You can put it on the board.
Go, baby, let's go.
Getting a little tighter at the top there. Jake is up.
That's my reaction to hearing that I was right there.
There you go.
Oh, enough with the fucking Barney Stinson.
Grow up, Eric. Grow up.
The Thanksgiving. Oh God. And
I'll say uncomfortable political conversation just because it seems like something that he would say. So it's very cheeky, you know.
well, it's funny because he wears a suit.
Bouillon cube, okay.
Beef bouillon cube. No, you guys disrespect the writing. You think that it's too simple. It wasn't. It wasn't that easy.
I don't mind that show. I quite
Okay.
like most of it.
Ryan Seat, 9 in a row.
Damn,
He's
he's
guy-
absolutely destroying right now.
Mm.
All right, Mr. Brian, you are back up. And Jake, you were so close.
yeah, of course. If only I could have just fucking got that dumbass Barney quote.
little malice in your heart there.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, of course I know this one.
Ecstasy.
It's a fucking Thanksgiving miracle.
Answers are popping in left and right. I got all these coming in. Wow, the listeners got to that one pretty quick.
Oh, R.I.P. Jackie Jr.
Your body's
All right,
made right, yo.
Oh, spoiler. Come on.
All right,
The
Eric.
damage,
We're gonna watch
that
this,
did to
though.
Meadow. The damage that did to Meadow. was
He didn't get his act together.
And Carmela did not care. She did not give her an entire summer of grief.
I really just feel bad for Rose. She had to go from fucking Jackie to goddamn Ralphie. Like that is
Oh,
talk
bad
about
for-
a downgrade.
Talk about a cheese grater.
Jackie Sr. all time. Ugh.
Jackie Senior was a bad.
But it's another How I
Oh.
Met Your Mother, motherfuckers. How I Met Your Mother is just Friends. So if you like Friends, you have to like How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, it's not as
No, it's the JV version of Friends.
it's
Katy
not
Perry.
Bang.
a little bit.
Mm.
Bang. That wasn't the 2-pointer, but that's not the easiest, especially if you haven't seen the show. There you go. Here's another one.
Oh, I love Friends. Friends is the best.
Episode is the incorrect word. It's just the correct.
By the way, your vitriol against Friends before you were in a relationship a couple years ago and now, funny how that works.
Talking to me?
Yes.
I've always hated Friends.
5 seconds. You got to get this one off.
Got rid of their puppy. I didn't even get a chance to read the question because you both are blabbing in my ears.
Yeah, well, yeah. You know what? Got to run some interference, motherfucker. Time to learn that. Let's bring some heat, baby.
Oh. Mr. Bing slept with the houseboy. Come on.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah, he had a gay dad.
Ryan C. Oh, Ryan C. We expect you to know that one. All right. Mr. Jake. Back on the board.
Oh, you just skipped over me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it was Brian, right? It was just Brian.
It went Jake, Brian.
I skipped up. It's Eric. I skipped Eric.
But it was a Sopranos question, so I was like, I don't know this. I'll let Brian take it.
Yeah. Okay, there you
go.
Eric is the low scorer, so we got to even things out.
That's a
Play game.
Come on,
5 yards.
Delay game. I mean, I got.
You got to
told it
beat
was
the
my turn
listeners.
halfway
You
through.
got to beat the
All right.
listeners, Eric. You got to beat the listeners.
Whatever.
All right. Now we will refer back to Jake. Then we will.
fountain pens, they smear.
Oh, see, this should have been me.
Yep.
Not him. It should have been me.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Chandler, Kiss Joey's girlfriend.
He would never.
Egads.
He would
Bang.
never.
Could I be kissing her anymore?
By the way, Taylor may get some run in this Maryland game.
Could I be?
Taylor may be on the floor.
He might get a club trillion.
Whew. Could I be any more wrong?
Could I be wearing any more clothes?
Jake, you are still up, my friend. This one ain't easy, partner.
Fuck it, I'll say hat. I have other things in my gut, but I'm gonna go with hat.
A turkey
Yeah.
burger.
Damn, that's contextually that's a little bit of a Mongolian reversal there.
Yes, exactly. And I will say the franchise came up with butter sculpture, which I think did throw a lot of people for a loop. That did get 6 wrong answers. None of the listeners got that right either, if that makes you feel better.
It does.
There we go. All right,
Franchise
Eric.
putting in work.
Eric, you're back up. We're going back to the normal rotation.
Let's run through these. Make it feel
Not
like
an easy one.
Christmas. If Ariana Grande is on here, I'm picking her. Oh shit. Kelly. We'll say. No, let's go Carrie Underwood. It's either Carrie Underwood or Kelly Clarkson.
Or
is it
maybe
BB
Rexa. Or it's Gwen.
Or is it
Stefani.
Gwen.
Stefani.
All
Song's
right.
kind of a banger.
I've never heard that song.
The door left wide open.
You just don't realize it.
It is a banger. The door left wide open. Mr. Brian is still in the lead with 8. Jake has 5. Eric at 3 on the board here as we continue on, my friends. And we got the listeners are all in pretty close range there up at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Brian, this one is to you.
Easy. Yeah. Those are good episodes too. The early football ones.
Oh, yeah.
The
This
first
is
one.
the Don't Tell Mom Bowl.
The door was left wide open for you, Brian.
I mean,
Or you left the door open. Then you had the
There were two
opportunity
right
to close
answers?
it. You had the opportunity to close it. The Geller Cup. That's day one shit. That's
There's
day
2
one.
right answers.
yeah, it does say
Oh,
two.
nope.
I definitely said Dad's favorite champion.
Both of them. Both of your. I would have even maybe given you that. I
I'm
did
Dad's
select your back.
favorite, Monica. I'm also the drill sergeant in Band of Brothers. How did that casting work out? Nick, take your punishment like a man. Stay at the base.
Running up the hill in Band of Brothers is the funny one of the fun. Nothing has removed me from a quality production more than him sprinting up the hill in the episode 1 or 2.
Jake,
All right.
in line back there. If I see you slacking off, it's going to be 100 for all of you.
Not enough cashews. Not enough
Jake,
cashews.
you are up.
Oh, boy.
Which famous bro?
I'll go Eric Matthew.
I mean, that was the biggest. I mean, Jake,
the listeners
Jake.
just took you.
Jake. Jake.
Oh, this is going exactly as I intended. Got it.
Hitting bombs.
Just absolutely
All right.
rushing it.
It is back to you, Mr. Eric. It is Brian 8, Jake 5, Eric 3. We got.
I was
Jake
thinking Barney all the fucking way there, and of course I just had to go with fucking Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
I own real estate in all 3 of your heads. You guys are like 3 for the last 12 right now.
Oh yeah, well I own every type of classic car, so
3 of them.
Mr. Eric, this is to you. And this is not an easy one. This is not our daily double, but this is
Claudia Larson. Oh, I don't know who any of these people are.
Jodie Foster, new season of True Detective.
We'll say Matthew Broderick.
I think that's it.
Killed a guy.
Famously, yeah.
That's true.
See, he pulled the Bayheim.
Guy or person? A female? I think he killed a female.
I think he killed multiple people.
The
Yeah.
Tony
Robert
Stewart.
Downey Jr. is our answer.
Robert
Yeah.
Downey Jr. We have a Hulk.
The
I'm
thing about-
hunting the Zodiac, Jake Gyllenhaal. Why are you losing your mind?
Brian, it is back to you, my friend.
Mr. Oppenheimer.
I love
We
you,
need
bro.
to consider the consequences of our actions.
Thanksgiving Nightmare. Final answer.
Are you sure?
Absolutely not, but that's what I'm going with.
You can pass it on to Jake. Thanksgiving Eve party.
That would have been my guess, but I've never seen New Girl.
Mm.
I've never seen it.
Jake,
What
you're
happened?
up.
Oh, Ryan C. Ryan C. has hit it hard.
30 Rock. I haven't seen a ton of this.
This is the daily double.
Fuck it. I'll say The Shining.
I would say something else for the record. I've never seen the show.
It's either The Shining or Philadelphia for me. I'm gonna go with The Shining.
Ooh,
Fuck.
Mm.
Two very
why did you pick
movies.
Philadelphia? Are you against? No.
That late.
It's just not the most
instinct.
feel good, you know.
I
That
have
late
AIDS.
instinct. But
I
at the
do.
same time,
Tom Hanks, he's freaking hilarious.
What's the Walker Texas Ranger?
I'm glad you got
The
that.
Walker Texas Ranger clip. Walker says I have AIDS with Haley Joel Osment.
I have AIDS.
I got everybody to stand still there. The
Tom
top part
Hanks.
is-
Tom Hanks. That's his name.
All right. This is back to Eric. Eric, you need to go on a run here. We're 32 of 42 in.
What? And what show is Andy Dwyer? Who is Andy Dwyer? It's Parks and Rec. I mean, I'll take it. I need all the points, so I will take that.
Ryan Cohen, I like the Hi Ho Silver shout out. I'm actually reading that right now.
We just went on a pretty serious run of challenging questions there, and the listeners are dialed in there. So Eric gets up to 4. As we move into the final 10 here, we have Brian with 8, Eric with 4, Jake with 5, Eric with 4. Coming down to the wire a little bit. Might depend if you get a hard one or an easy one. You got a little run here.
Ryan
Eric,
C
you're
getting
still
back up. I mean, it's the bad one.
Who's this one?
It's the How I Met Your Mother. I watched a lot of Modern Family this weekend. That show is so underrated.
I
so
caught a
good.
little bit of that too. It's underappreciated.
Yes, underappreciated is the perfect word. It won a bunch of awards, so I don't know if underrated is the right word, but it's so good. So good.
Correct.
That's another show. It's like The Office or The Wire, where there could be 15. You could ask 15 different people their favorite characters, and you get 15 answers.
It's Phil Dunphy, right? That's the name.
Phil
He's
is
just awesome character.
Modern
He's
Family
the
is
king of the
unbelievable.
He's the king of the kings.
Eric, you are still up.
What celebrity? Jesus, the mom and pop store.
Oh God, come on. This is a slam dunk.
Jake,
It's not for me.
Jake, that's a ridiculous statement.
This is such a dunk.
This is such a dunk, man. Come
This
on.
is such a dunk.
You gotta be a Seinfeld head to get this one.
You want me to say Joe Namath, but I'm gonna say Burt Reynolds.
Oh
hate that.
God!
Just driving around.
John Boyd's pencil.
I was gonna say
That's,
Boyd.
Brian, that's almost what I went with. Whose pencil was it?
Hey,
I almost
Clement.
went with that. I almost went that and that daily double.
Got John Voight's
In
LeBaron.
Seinfeld,
Oh.
he had
Spelling. So you got the spelling twisted between the celebrity's name and the
He's-
actual.
You spelled it like
former
Luke
car
Voigt.
owners.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
did
why I
forget
didn't pick
spelling?
him. 'Cause
That
it's
was the
spelled
thing
wrong.
at the end of the
Spelled wrong.
episode was that it was spelled wrong. It wasn't spelled the same as the celebrity.
John Voight as opposed to Jon. You spelled both of his names wrong. He's John
Yeah.
Voight.
I fucked that part up. I was going for the end part. I messed that
Listen,
part
I fucked up. I took Emeka
up.
Okafor.
This is Always Sunny in
Not
Philadelphia,
bad.
Brian. When
Not
bad blood
bad.
with old foes compromises a deal. The gang. What is the name of the episode?
The gang squashes their beefs.
Hmm.
The gang goes postal.
That is an
I
episode,
don't, even,
right?
I don't even think they would make that.
I thought they did. I think that is an episode.
That is an episode
Is it?
name.
The gang
Oh,
goes
geez.
postal, yeah.
Brian is up to 9 now as we're coming down the stretch. We got the last quarter mile here. Corey Matthews. Shout out to all my absolute Boy Meets World dogs.
Sean Hunter.
Mm.
It's just the most 90s best friend name of all time.
Bam. Wow. Boy Meets World.
Wow.
Cool. Let's go. I thought that might get like 10 and 3 or something like that if I had to guess based on how many people were playing. All right. It's a tight race coming up for third, second, getting on the podium, getting a little free merch there. Jay Herb, Oscar Reggie. Stack is coming on strong. Brian, you are still up. This might be the dagger if you get it. And this is the second hardest question.
Mm,
A children's show.
this wasn't. This feels like a Rugrats storyline. Were they quirky with their episode titles? I'm gonna go Rugrats.
Bum, 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 bum.
Ah,
I was going to say the title felt Berenstain Bears to me. It's a little froofy, a little pretentious.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Shout out.
Plus,
Berenstain
the
Bears.
Rugrats always wrote out. That's too long to write out in their opening credits. I feel like.
That's a great call.
They did
Eric.
like the crayon, yeah.
It's more of a book than a show, though. But whatever.
That was a
Whoa,
show.
whoa, 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 whoa. Let's pretend we never heard that one. Let's pretend we never heard that.
You
one.
must be thinking
Jake,
a little
you
bit.
are up. Jake, you are up. J Herb has a pretty commanding lead here. Listeners coming pretty strong here. Jake, this is for you.
Ben Stiller,
Former
former
co-stars.
Ben Stiller.
I mean, I'm going to go with Owen Wilson because he's kind of his guy a little bit
Give
there.
it to us. Give it to us. Give us the sound clip, Jake.
Wow.
There it is.
Yeah, give me. God damn it.
Mm,
What was he in with Justin Long?
What? Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
That's not a co-star. Justin Long was like 19 in that.
He was in the movie.
They were literally like complete opposite sides of the storyline. Fucking White Goodman and Justin
Whoa,
Long.
whoa, whoa! We're having a Jake.
Still
Do
in the
not
movie
lash out
together.
at me. Do
It's
not
not-
lash out at me because you fucked up.
Oh,
They
yeah,
are
it's
co-stars in that movie.
I reject the premise that they're co-stars. They're in the movie together. They're not co-stars.
I'm kind of with Jake on that.
Ben
Actually.
Stiller stars
I
in that
stand with
movie.
Spenny.
Justin Long is a supporting actor in that movie.
He's in the movie.
I agree.
That's why
Well,
there are
what-
2 categories at the Oscars. It's Vince Vaughn and it's Ben Stiller in that movie. Those are the
That
stars.
doesn't make any sense because at the Oscars, there can only technically be one lead actor. So in a Wedding Crashers, one of them would have to be the
You
lead.
can have
and one of them
co-leads
has to
that
be
both
the story.
submit, though.
So what am I supposed to put? Co-leads, Jake? What am I going to put?
I don't know.
It's
It's
a
up for you to
co-star.
figure out. It's not for me to figure
They're
out.
star actors. I reject that. I
No
Keep
reject
it
one
running. Keep it running. Keep it
I
running.
reject
And
that. I
Hutch,
reject
they
that.
co-starred in
I reject
Zoolander.
that. Jay Herb as a commanding lead. Oscar Reggie making a push. Eric, you are on the board as we have an opportunity you technically can. Here is the line from the Adam Sandler song. Finish it.
Can't believe the Mets traded Dennis Robert. Turkey for you. Turkey for me. Can't
Turkey
believe
for
Tyson.
you. Turkey for me. Can't believe Tyson.
I want to say gave that girl VD, but I don't.
I mean,
Go girl. Gave girl VD. It's not.
Bang.
Oh, there we go.
Bang.
I was thinking of edgy SNL back then. Was that on SNL, the show? Or the
Yes,
song?
The song was on SNL. The Hanukkah song was him at a show, and he debuted that.
Yeah. But he did perform that on SNL, which they said today was supposed to be Roseanne. Thank God. That could have gone very bad if Roseanne sang that.
That would be unbelievable. They would have changed it. Eric, you're still up.
Which eating? Oh, it's this clip is
this
great.
is your guy, Eric. You really
Kramer.
like this guy.
It's Kramer.
You're a big Michael Richards fan.
True.
But before the Laugh Factory.
That's
You bought tickets
No,
for him
he's
after
pre-LF.
that.
He's
That was
pre-LF.
weird.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
he's
actually, I
pre-LF.
bought them at your insistence. You told me that that's what you wanted for your birthday, so I went and I got them, and then it's
You just bought a bunch of tickets after the incident, so
No,
I
no.
thought that was very weird. Brian
No.
All
already
right,
had tickets.
boys, I do want to say Brian has 10, Eric has 8, Jake has 5, and we are on the 41st question with a chance to tie.
Discover the turkey is we're gonna
Blank right before trying to carve it.
It's frozen, or it could be alive. That would be a very Uncle Jesse thing to do. Like, oh no, it's frozen though, or it's alive.
Okay,
Ball game.
Wait. No. I fucked that one up. It is frozen. I fucked that one up. That is on me. It is frozen. Eric, that is frozen. You can type it in if you need to fact check. It was frozen. The answer should have been frozen. I must have clicked the wrong check mark.
Because if they go to carve it, they've already had it in the house. They would know if it was alive. I mean, come on, people.
Yeah, it's not alive. Alive was the worst of those. I thought cake was a sneaky good one, but that's a little too new.
Cake would have been good if the show came out 2 years ago. That was not a fad back then.
Exactly. All right. 10-9, Brian, Eric. Last question.
What is the
course,
one with the
fucking
episode?
Friends question.
Monica puts a turkey.
It's Banksgiving. Are you going to do it to him?
I mean, it was in the Thanksgiving flashbacks episode.
5 seconds.
What's the one? It's Thanksgiving turkey. It's not, but
Oh my God. Oh my God.
oh well.
Almost went on a true second half comeback. Almost did to Brian what Trevor Lawrence did to Justin Herbert, but do not prevail. Brian, Mr. Black, you are the gobbler of the year. Took a little longer than expected.
Love a good gobble.
we already knew that. I think.
Yeah, that was going to.
He's the real turkey here.
Bang. 10-9.
Congrats.
We have our
Congrats,
listeners
Brian.
here. We have our listeners
Thank
here.
you.
So, Brian,
Let me
is
be the
gobbler
first to
of the year.
congratulate you, Brian.
Oscar Reggie.
Shout out to his family.
And let me share for one last second here as we get our listeners, which I very quickly should have not ignored here. For our contest, we have that's the wrong screen. Absolute mess. There we go. All
Careful
right.
not to send your tabs, because there's a lot in there that we don't want them to see.
Window, entire screen. I don't know where it is. It got maximized. There we go. So we're going to have J. Herb taking home the championship there. I'll get it up now, I believe. J. Herb takes home the championship. We have I don't know. Chrome tab. I don't know where it went. Whatever. We have J Herb. I need you guys to take a screenshot, send it to me, send it to the Exit 52 podcast, send it to us on Instagram or Twitter, send it wherever. J Herb, you're going to get a hoodie of your choice. We got several options to choose from. Stack coming in at number 2. You will get a t-shirt of your choice. And Reggie, you will be getting a mug with 3 different options. I'll go over them with you guys. So go ahead and take a screenshot of that, of you finishing. Take a screenshot of your name, send it to me, and we will get those on in for you guys. Thank you so much for playing. And Brian, you are the Grand Gobbler.
You're the turkey
Gobbler.
The Grand Gobbler.
The Grand Gobbler of the year.
What a title.
Here we go. Captain's Cup champion. Captain's Cup champion. Grand Gobbler.
Facts.
Gold Flight net champion as well.
That's correct. Thank
middle.
you. Thank you, Jake.
There we go.
Thank you, Jake. Dude, what's the hardware for this one?
Pat on the back.
Firm
better.
handshake and 5 minutes of continuous eye contact from each of us.
We're gonna get you a neon Bud Light sign to hang right in your living room. I mean, Lex is just gonna fucking love it. Like it's just
By
gonna.
the way,
we're gonna get you a neon sign that's so bright that it goes.
Yeah.
There's a low hum to it.
I do have some breaking news that my dad just texted me at 8:55 p.m. Kyle Gibson signed with the Cardinals. Definitely right now and not 8 hours ago.
Wow, that's
Thank you, Dad, for texting me the update.
he's on it like some radio hosts around here. They're just, I mean, talk about some people that are just fucking on top of the story.
Yeah, it's almost like you get instant access. Almost.
But with that,
That I did.
we planned for that to go probably 8:35, maybe 8:40. I go over. We knew that was going to happen, as you said. We knew it was going to happen.
Okay.
I know that went exactly how I wanted because I know Jake's little tantrum there towards the end. Eric having a chance that lined up pretty much as well as it could have. So shout out to me.
Listen, you'll figure it out. You know, it'll get better next time.
That gave me enough entertainment in that 30-minute period as the effort that I put into it. So I'm very happy with myself. I'm very happy with our listeners for hopping in there. And damn, that was fun. I had fun.
Yeah, you'll figure it out next time. It'll be great. Just keep working at it.
1 year, 12 million. Source, my dad. So
that's a pretty hefty tab there.
That's right. What are the Cardinals doing?
they're gonna have to trade Goldschmidt or Arenado. One of them. They don't. Him and Lance Lynn, Kyle Gibson, Lance Lynn.
I'll be back in 1 minute.
Sure. I think I sent the link out to our first guest, so they said give me 2, and they'll be appearing in the waiting room momentarily. And then
we got what do we got? The Earth is not ready for Spenny's altered camera angle. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Got a couple comments coming in. Love it, guys. Stack we'll take care of you with the quadruple XL. Big boys. Jake and I do the jumbo set. Of course we'll have a quadruple XL. Silly question. Silly question. So a lot of fun there.
Good win for Maryland tonight. They needed it.
They did need that.
Is Taylor on deadline?
Probably.
He's got to get that final tweet out.
Oh man.
In a good way.
In a good way. The good final.
Good one this time.
Stings the nostrils. In a good way, you know.
Ugh. Pop.
The franchise also held me accountable and said I did not let everyone answer the Thanksgiving dish question.
Which was what?
It's true.
Favorite dish, least favorite dish.
Favorite stuffing, least favorite, like I said, the rib for your pleasure cranberry can situation.
I'll stand for the can.
I'm here
for it. It's not my pick per se, but I'll stand for it. I'm big on it. It's got to be on the plate. I do follow up. It's a second plate item for me because the runniness of it can really just dominate the plate and get into some. You want your gravy kind of being your main attraction in terms of overflowing and being a presence on the plate.
Brussels sprouts, some nice chunky mashed potatoes. Little
Chunky.
A little honorable mention for me.
Well,
Okay.
I think we got somebody pretty good to bring up to talk a little dishes, if I'm not mistaken. Here.
Food?
This is nothing.
Is UNC playing tonight? Are they on?
They're getting ready for Bahamas. Tennessee.
They go
Must
to
be
the real
nice to be invited to those big tournaments.
the real early season tournaments.
Yeah. What's
Yeah,
up,
but
Bob?
I've always learned that the teams that do well, and this most recently got proven with UConn last year, the teams that do well in the tournament settings early on tend to make deep runs later on. So teams that get exposed early on, they kind of it's not the NFL where you can make a trade, right? Like I watched Arizona last year in the early season tournaments, and they didn't have good guard play despite having the bigs, and they went out early. UNC had struggles in the early season tournaments, and their season went sideways. So yeah, I mean, I like to pay attention to the early season tournaments for sure.
Wouldn't
Have
shock me if
fun.
Coach Cal found a way to like get some mid-semester transfer from some kid at some point. He's got the used car salesman thing going on.
Yeah, he's like, I got this kid in Ottawa. He couldn't get through customs. Like, he's got an exemption. We'll bring him on down.
He'd
How
say
do
young
we-
man though. He wouldn't say kid. I got this great young man who's going to come through, and we're really going to make something out of him.
How do we explain all those deep runs that Mark Turgeon made in those November tournaments against the likes of Rhode Island and nondescript other schools that we can't even remember?
Yeah, I mean, look, anybody that knows me thinks my theory on Terge is had COVID not happened, the story turns.
Oh boy.
Johnny
No.
is a big Turgeon guy. I do
Oh
know
really?
that. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Listen, I like Turge. I think it's fair to say it might have been time.
A lot of the Turge word was coming out a lot last week.
Was it now?
Last
Yeah,
couple
well,
weeks.
that doesn't shock me.
I think we'll be hearing it a lot this season, unfortunately,
Mm.
or fortunately, depending what side of the fence you're on.
Jalen Brantley with the tweet the other night. I cracked up at that tweet.
Yeah, only 2 weeks into the season, and you already got the former players chirping. So, most teams that can't shoot well early on tend to not shoot well as the season progresses. So, we'll see how it turns out.
That's true.
Shooting is not a learned skill, huh?
Yeah, look, as a UNC fan, I can tell you after last season, teams don't shoot well early. They don't shoot better as the season goes on.
No, yeah, like that's a skill. That's not something you pick up mid-season. It's I was listening to JJ Redick talk about how he had shorter arms and was a shorter guy and was a white boy, and how he would come off of screens and roll a certain way so that he could get a certain momentum into tucking his elbow to like, long story short, it was so in-depth about how he was a shot creator and maker for his biomechanics. And I was just like, good. To your point, it's like you can't learn how to become a shooter halfway through a freaking season. It's not going to happen. And that's pretty. I never thought about that. The in-season tournament, when the pressure's on, it does kind of expose your leaks. That's where you see the pipes start to burst a little bit when that pressure's on late in those tournaments. And you don't have time to prepare either. Get to simulate that. Never really thought about that. That's pretty.
Somebody's got to surface that video of him talking shit to Bishotti, by the way. What a moment.
Who, JJ?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like right when he
the
the
Maryland game. Yeah. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
Back when him and Sheldon Williams were just the two ugliest sons of guns in the entire world, just running around in those nasty old white and blue Devils jerseys, just running amok.
How do you guys feel about RDT? You know about this Mark Titus thing where we can't just hate the next Duke white guy. We can't just hate Cooper Flagg for no reason. Do you agree with that? Because I kind of do too. Like the guy needs to actually be hated.
Yeah, this is a great question, especially for this audience, the crowd that we have. Like, yeah, Cooper Flagg isn't hateable right now. He needs to do something to like be hateable among us fans who hate Duke. So yeah, I'm with you. Like, I don't hate Cooper Flagg right now, probably because Maryland's not in the ACC, but Cooper Flagg hasn't done anything to be hateable except for his name and commit to Duke.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mm.
this was gonna be good too.
Yeah, I know. He was ready to really come in hot with a point.
Oh,
there.
he's back.
All right, let him go. All right, go again,
Yeah, let
Johnny.
him
You
go.
froze.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that there's already some red flags there with Cooper.
Ooh.
For stringing along UConn for the
Yeah.
it never really had a chance, and they wasting Hurley's time. Saying he wasn't going to do an announcement and then doing the announcement, and then copping out. I think Duke is a cop out for a lot of elite level players that they know they're going to have other great players around them, and that they won't ultimately have all the pressure on them as they would, if he went to a smaller school. So, I think he's already got a bullseye on his back, and I think it's guilty until proven innocent if you're white and going to Duke, in my opinion.
I think
I
that's
agree. I think there's kind of a role. I feel like it's kind of an expectation. The villain, they want to be the villain. I think they placate into that 100%. Like Grayson Allen started off hot, early, fast. He didn't try not to. He tried to be that villain quick. And I think that's how we're going to sound as biased as possible, but it's like that's how the Pittsburgh Steelers have operated as long as time has gone around. They've always wanted to be the dirty, the one that's willing to claw you in the eyes, the one that's wanted to crawl through glass with you. So 100%. And I think Grayson Allen to me just the epitome of like trying to be a douchebag.
Well, there's
Trying
that. I think
so
like,
hard
I
to be a
get
douchebag.
that vibe from like Hunter Dickinson. I know we're talking that's a whole different guy, but like I get that like he really like wants to be a villain. I just think like I think Grayson's just a shithead. Like, and some of those guys really are. I did want to do this. We didn't even introduce our guest here, John Minidakis, Jimmy Seafood. We didn't bother to say the name of the guest. John, thanks for hopping on with us. We did want to ask you. We only got you for a couple minutes here. We did want to ask you the food situation. You got the Greek background. You're obviously one of the better authorities on food in this metro area. What are we doing for Thanksgiving? What do we typically do? What are we doing this year for food wise?
Yeah, so we embraced the Thanksgiving tradition. So since I was a kid, we've always done it quote unquote, American style. So turkey, we definitely add the lamb aspect to it, of course. But I think lamb's not just a Greek thing for Thanksgiving. I think it's universal or at least national. We do it all. Filet mignon and
oh boy,
school. Obviously, just one of my favorite holidays, and I think anybody that doesn't enjoy Thanksgiving's got some personal issues going on for sure.
Eric actually was telling us earlier in the chat today that he fucking hates Thanksgiving. He can't stand it. He's just ready for it to be over. And
no, I hate turkey. I
love turkey, man. Yeah, I love turkey.
So how do you prepare turkey though? I feel like that's a super key factor to whether you like turkey or not. Because some people eat the driest turkey on earth. I've been to a few Thanksgivings at people's houses. Some people are eating that dry, overcooked, bland stuff. I've had deep fried turkey that changes your life.
I feel like turkey is one of those dishes that's hard to mess up, and then you can have the white meat or the dark meat, so you got the variety there. And then you pick your accompaniments, but the turkey is always going to be the main event. And then I think turkey, it's a healthy food, so you're not going to feel groggy and gross. You need Saturday, eat it Sunday while you're watching football. One of my mentors just really loves Thanksgiving because, as he tells me all the time, it's just the one holiday that really hasn't been overly saturated and commercialized, and still keeps its original meaning, which is just friends, food, and family.
Football as well. Do you want to tell us about the shirt real quick, John?
Oh yeah,
congrats to you as well.
As Eric knows, man, you have a really good friend that works for the Rangers, and he just ships me boxes and boxes of gear every year. And even when I wasn't watching baseball during the dark days of the Orioles, which we're not allowed to discuss, I guess. I was just rocking these Ranger shirts, and I didn't know a single player on the team, and now they're all of a sudden good, so I get to wear them with a little more pride. And speaking of Thanksgiving, Eric knows Bruce Bochy just called me out of the blue to get steamed crabs delivered to his home to enjoy tomorrow, the day before Thanksgiving. He said it was the greatest post-game meal he's ever had in his coaching career, and he loved it. They told us some stories about some of the players didn't know how to eat the crabs, so they were eating them with their batting gloves on, which is pretty funny. Which I had
good idea.
Yeah. So I've got about 100 Texas Ranger shirts from my buddy.
He loves the Rangers.
Members of Jimmy's, and if the Orioles were going
to.
I'm just imagining Adolis Garcia just gloves on, just trying to like rip a crab in half and just like
Yeah.
John, we appreciate you so much. Appreciate everything you do. Wanted to ask you, and we didn't want to take up too much of your time, but wanted to ask you one dish you could do without. one dish that does not speak to you typically on the table, maybe not. And then what you're thankful for, my friend. What you're thankful for this year, what's coming up, anything in your life, anything personal, anything that's special to you that you're thankful for.
Yeah, I'm not going to say no to any food, honestly, on Thanksgiving. I think it's bad karma, so to speak, when there's people that don't have food. But if I
A man of culture. I agree.
I'll eat it, man. I'll eat it. And I guess in terms of thankful, had my baby this year, my daughter. So I'm obviously thankful for her and just changing my outlook on life. And then just as a microcosm, we know with Baltimore sports, I think we got a lot to be thankful for when we only have two teams locally and they're both doing well. Just got to enjoy those moments. And then, if we're looking at like specific instances of what to be thankful for as fans, I feel like a lot of bridges were like put together this year, so to speak, within the organizations. Seeing Chris McAllister come out as the legend of the game, seeing Adam Jones back with the Orioles in an official capacity, having his jersey retired, seeing Ray Rice signing autographs for the Ravens. I feel like as a fan base, we got some pretty good vibes going right now with both teams.
Most certainly, John, we appreciate you so much. DJ Pauly D, Tailgoat, up next as well. We're freaking fired up about that one. That's going to be an absolute banger, dude. So fired up about that one. John, so happy to have you, man.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving, my friend. Take care.
See you.
Thanks, John.
Thanks.
See you guys.
What a beast.
Absolute stud. Absolute stud.
I always love when the internet connection is like that, where it's like it cuts out, but he's just going to come back at just the right time, and like it's just going to be a certain way. So yeah, it worked out pretty well.
We have our next link. Next link is sent out. We're waiting for him to join.
It's like
we got one. He popped up quicker than a damn sweet potato pie rising in the oven there.
Or a yam.
On call.
Oh, wow! There he is.
On call whenever you need.
The married man.
I was like, I'm not going to tell Brian, but we got to get you in here tonight. We're waiting on Taylor. We're waiting on Taylor live from Press Row. We were talking earlier about the famous Thanksgiving podcast where I think you were on it and Brian was just blacked out. It had to be 3 years ago. Yeah.
Bottoms up, my man.
Yeah, I feel like that podcast went like 6 hours.
That'll tend to happen, especially when you get a little touchdown tailgate Brian going.
Yeah.
I see that Christmas tree already popped up in the back. Yeah. I love it, dude. I love it.
When I blur the background, I guess you can't blur the holiday spirit.
Yeah, really. It's really a good lesson for life. But,
that's a good tagline for something. Can't blur the holiday spirit.
No, that's probably already true.
Well, if you're Brian and you've had 4 old fashions, you probably start to get pretty close to it. But talking to Marty Suma, kind of it's hard to really describe what you do as far as this universe goes. But I don't know. I guess we could give you a little producer credit. I'd say kind of a behind the scenes producer. Obviously, you're friends with these guys and friends with Taylor. You've helped me a ton with some of the aesthetics and all that kind of stuff. So how's it going, sir? How are we kicking off this holiday week?
Good. Everything's great. Yeah. When I got a text, what was it, like 4 or 5 years ago? And I saw, what is a good name for a podcast? We're trying to come up with a Baltimore lifestyle podcast. I think I sent them a list of like 15 names, and I guess this one stuck.
We tried to come up with a bunch of names for hours, I think, over
what
text.
Did you guys
and
do?
Then,
you guys have,
and then we're like, we're gonna talk to the guy. We just gotta go to Marty. Marty's gonna come up with something. Like within like 30 seconds, he had a list. Like,
didn't you guys have like the rooftop something? Wasn't it like rooftop?
Banks was probably said on the goofs on the roof. That was probably his big thing.
It was something bad. I remember that, Marty. And
they were going to podcast from the top of a roof, and the acoustics would have just been terrible. But yeah, glad we avoided that.
That inner harbor breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything's good. Coming to you guys from New York City now. Used to be in the great city of Baltimore. Always take every opportunity to come back when I can. But always glad to hop on when called upon.
Baltimore week is always a good time.
Yep.
Least favorite thing about this week, Marty. Least favorite and something that you're fired up about. Usually every year. What comes to mind?
Oof. Just this week in
This
Right
week,
now?
Thanksgiving week.
Okay.
It can be
Well,
2023. It can be when
Okay.
you're a kid. It could be any time. Anything that gets you a little jazz. Anything that gets you a little shit. I really wish I could kind of avoid this part of Thanksgiving or something. It could be. I mean, I have a Thanksgiving commercial that drove me insane for like 8 years.
Ooh, that is one you don't really think about.
There was a Macy's commercial with a little girl that just would shriek when she got a gift, and they played it for, I don't know, it was like 2007 to like 2015 or something. And I don't know, it was crazy. It drove me nuts.
Any commercial with a doorbell these days, the dog goes nuts.
Oh,
and I don't
yeah.
anymore.
Oh yeah.
Buster will pop off.
Those dachshunds can be yappers. They are yappy dogs.
I think feast week you can't argue with. That's the best part of this week.
Yeah. Bulking season.
Yeah. Just was at MSG last night for a little Empire Classic, which was nice. But I think my least favorite thing is I love Thanksgiving. I think it's such an underrated holiday in terms of eating, but I hate during this week how every store just skips it and is like it's Christmas.
A little contradictory with the tree back there.
I know that's not my choice. Trust me.
Wow. Yeah, they do kind of just breeze over it, and I think people do. I feel like Thanksgiving is like your favorite holiday's favorite holiday. Like it sneaks up on you. Nobody puts that much effort other than like mom or dad or whoever's cooking. But then once it sneaks up, you're like, oh yeah, it's time. Yeah, let's rock the fuck out. The religion, there's not like a denominational aspect to it.
That's a good point.
It's just, and John, we just had on from Jimmy Seafood, and he was just like, it stayed the same. It's the one that really has never been. I mean, there's some controversy behind the idea of Thanksgiving, sure,
Yeah.
but in our lifetime,
it's a little overblown though. Before we got going here, though, so
yeah,
it's like one of those things where like we're talking sports and everyone's kind of there's a rivalry somewhere, but when like U.S. soccer plays, we're all like are on the same page. It's kind of like that. Like Thanksgiving doesn't matter your background. We're all kind of on the same page when it comes to sitting and eating.
Friends, family, food, hanging out, drinking some booze, doing the good stuff.
Yep. I did used to hate when you were like at a family member's house and you're like rolling off the couch full, little tipsy, and then you had to get in a car and travel home. That was always, I just like wanted to be in bed or on a couch that I didn't have to get off of.
As David Goggins once wisely said, if I'm gonna drink and drive, I drive fast, so I don't spend time on the road.
That is not supported by this podcast.
First time.
No, yeah.
On the Joe Rogan show, he goes, if I drink and drive, I'm gonna drive fast. I don't spend a lot of time. And Joe just goes, oh,
that's crazy, man. Have you ever smoked DMT?
Jamie, can you actually pull up a DUI?
Jamie, pull up DUIs.
Yeah, Jamie, actually, that Bob Huggins situation, because see if you can pull that up.
Oh, yeah. Is Taylor still joining?
I don't know.
I figured he could have joined at halftime with the way that score was going.
That's what I said. I said he could have joined in pretty much from press row for the second half and thrown us a couple. Well, I don't want to. I'm not going to take.
He's a big. Just get his shots off in the group chat when he's in it, and then just completely dark when it's not. Like he'll pop in and he'll respond to this, respond to that, respond to this, and all in the span of like 20 minutes, and then he's just dark for the rest of the day.
It'll be like some pop culture reference or like some athlete he doesn't like, and he'll just rip for like 38 consecutive minutes.
You gotta put the right entourage scene in the group, and you got to put the right entourage quote in there, and he'll pop in for that. It's like the bat signal a little bit.
He's probably out there raging, celebrating a big win over UMBC. I know he's got a long history of hating UMBC.
So does Marty.
Yeah, I might have started that hate.
Yeah, no, it's definitely all you.
I was trying to think of like the most witty tweet to rattle off for this win. Just pulled the trigger on something kind of lame, but I was like, anytime I can beat UMBC even from afar, I'm happy.
Is it that their socials are a little too cheeky for you? That's my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most out over their skis of anyone ever.
I mean, that's accurate, but I sense something deeper there based upon.
They beat a 1 seed, right?
I didn't know that. No,
you know that?
No, I missed that.
They'll let you know.
But Willard at home, you can't really argue with it, I guess. He may not get dubs on the road, but
somehow this has become a very Maryland basketball heavy segment here.
I don't hate it. I mean,
So far.
this is just the season is just tipping off here, as they say. Nobody loves talking round ball more than me.
I
mean,
did.
we-
When I was living on Light Street a few years ago, when I was probably, I guess I was 25 when that happened, maybe 24 when UMBC beat Virginia. Me and my roommate, who's from Jersey, no skin in the game, was like, should we just fucking drive to Catonsville and see what's going on their campus right after? Like, you're watching the game.
Oh, you should.
There were, and I'm not
That's
kidding,
good.
guys. There were 5, maybe even 10 people outside of their
Yeah.
campus just going
It's a commuter
crazy.
school. They're not there.
There
They're
were
studying.
there were dozens of
I think
UMBC
they
If
might
I
have been
remember,
at
their
Wayward.
campus is just a circular road, and there's just parking the entire way around. It's the most
Yeah.
bizarre campus I've ever seen.
It's
know if I've
a.
ever
I
been.
mean, we probably have some golden retrievers on here. I'm sorry, but it's a very nice community college in terms of campus. Like it's.
Yeah, I played for context. I played like a lot of big high school games there.
Oh, Mr. Athlete.
Ew.
Watch
Not
out,
to
guys.
brag,
Watch
Not
out.
to brag. Not to brag.
Yeah,
Not to
don't
brag.
let them catch you say golden retrievers either, because they.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, they're
Chesapeake
there.
Bay retrievers.
Oh no!
Well,
That was
well,
intentional
well,
because their
it's-
colors are gold, but they're not the golden retrievers. Just
Don't even.
It's a
No.
Chesapeake receiver, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
the famously golden Chesapeake retrievers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the right color scheme.
The Fighting Airbuds. That's
Well, I
what
do
my high
have a
school.
couple futures on the Ravens, so I'm all on the
Okay.
purple bandwagon.
There you
Okay.
go.
Well, your guys got a big win this weekend.
Well, I wouldn't say big.
Oh, Mr.
I don't know
Tommy
what it
Tatum.
is.
Well, Deontay Banks. I mean, that was that's
Yeah.
worth the season right there.
Yeah, just said it all.
In this house, Tommy DeVito is a hero.
Chicken
That's-
parms.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
This is good.
That's what, I love
Unbelievable.
that. I love that move running down the field. That
Yeah,
was
that is.
hilarious.
I honestly, I'm hoping he thought of it himself, but yeah, that was pretty nice.
The
Between
freaking-
him, I mean, going into Patriots week 2, there's some winnable game. I
Mhm.
get tanking and I get why people want to
Yeah.
tank, but I will just never root for tanking.
Are you saying there's a path?
There's a path.
Why
Yeah,
not?
that's what it sounds like.
There's a path to not complete embarrassment.
Tanking is absolute bullshit, proven by
I-
one CJ Stroud.
I think you're a win away from being on the very far right and very far bottom.
Yeah,
of the
I'll take in the
demographic.
hunt. I'll take
Yeah.
in the hunt.
Yeah,
I think
it's just
are
a win
the,
away.
if the Commanders are in the hunt, we could be in the hunt.
I don't think the Commanders are in the hunt.
I
are.
thought
They were on
the
the in the
last
hunt graphic.
Yeah.
They were, but now I don't think they are.
Oh,
It's
no.
Well, I
actually
think they
started
just stole their soul on that.
In the
I
hunt
think they
season has
assumed
like
the
just
position.
started.
The
Yeah, this is like
the lower right quadrant. They'll,
Are you guys buying into the Super Bowl logo colors conspiracy?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
no.
I don't. What are the colors this year? I don't even know.
Purple
what
and
this year's
red.
colors is.
It's the same
Ravens-
as it
Ravens
was when the
Niners.
Ravens played the 49ers in 2013 there.
And it was
I don't know.
green, it was green and red last year, and the year before that
What
it was
2 years
whatever.
ago, yeah.
The Ravens and 49ers playing on Christmas night is one of the like least slept on, I feel like, primetime games in terms of like just no one saying a word about it. Lamar's never
Yeah.
played there. That is a fire Christmas night.
We're gonna
game.
have Brian's gonna do a solo recap of that, and we're gonna make it be 2 hours. He's gonna be breaking down the offensive line and the
No,
schemes and
We don't want that. The last time there was a Christmas game for your boy, I ended up in a little bit of a shouting match with my father about whether Kyle Juszczyk should get on the ground or not.
How dare you doubt the juice?
By the way, that was in
I
a
wonder what
nursing
side of
home.
that he's at. I wonder what side of that
We were
he-
in the lobby of a nursing home drinking whiskey, yelling at each other.
This sounds like a Mad Lib.
Did I ever tell you guys I watched that
The
game?
lobby of a nursing home drinking whiskey.
I watched that game on tape delay.
Oh,
Oh my god!
It was
Okay, well,
brutal.
I
What is it?
I
It was
watched
Ian's
the
Christmas party, and we were assured that she would have the game, and then what do you know? Didn't have the game, so it just completely just went 0 dark 30 23 and got back home and watched it. Brutal.
I watched the Ravens lose to the Antonio Brown goal line stretch in my ex-girlfriend's parents' house outside of Cleveland, Ohio, who are not football people.
oh.
And I was silent screaming, watching CJ Mosley with his legs in the air on the goal line like he's the gynecologist while Eric Weddle is grabbing Antonio Brown's face mask and can't keep AB out of the end zone. And I was just going, like trying to internalize. I was like, that was the definition of Spain without the S there. That was awful.
It's brutal.
That's a tough
It
one.
was.
RDT, I like the candles. You usually set the mood on these kind of nights.
Oh, I'm a huge candle guy. Love candles.
I don't know if you know, but he needs his back blown out pretty bad.
If you know
Is that right?
anyone,
Did
to
I get
blow
that
out my
right?
back. Yes. My back is gone, so I need it blown out again.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
I know a astronomer and lawyer and plumber and
Fireman,
magician.
teacher.
Yeah, he's a fireman. He might be able to help you out. He could probably get
He's
you
a
a
bald
little
guy. Kind of looks like Mr. Clean.
That was the
Yeah.
video you were sending the other day, Jake.
Yeah,
right?
no, exactly. Yep, you got me.
Yeah. Okay.
There you
I'm
go.
picking
He
up
could probably take care of you, Eric. He could
Does that
probably
guy
sit-
deliver pizzas?
He does a
Oh.
lot of stuff, man. He's a true Renaissance man, really, when you think about it.
truly and thoroughly. He'll realign your spine.
Okay. Marty, what are you thankful for? We'll get you out of here.
Well, I guess I'm thankful for you guys for keeping me involuntarily completely submerged in Baltimore sports that I can't claim to necessarily care about, but gives me some bullet points to talk about with my father-in-law.
There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
perfect for this time of year too. Oh yeah. We just wish. I mean, Flacco. What? Wish we had Flacco.
He's probably
I mean,
dead.
Lamar's pretty good. They let him throw the ball, but just I agree, sir. Flacco, yeah.
He can't keep running like that.
Put that on a shirt.
Roquan Smith
Put
doesn't
that on
remind me of Ray Lewis.
Sorry, is your oh god damn it. Is your father-in-law Rob Long?
Yes. Banks, are you doing an old-fashioned every caller, every guest?
I should maybe start doing that. I don't have anything but the bullet.
Just like
here.
a power hour?
I'm in Wisconsin, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a road game for your boy, but
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll call it there. You have yourself a good holiday, my friend, and we'll let you go. All right.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right.
Appreciate
doubt.
you, Marty.
See ya.
Later.
See you, sir. Appreciate you. We love Marty.
Fun guy. Got to
He's
chat
the
with him
man.
a little bit at Yankees week. Baltimore.
I was
week.
gonna say, were you at Baltimore week? I
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
remember.
Yeah, I was. I was chatting with him and Charlie Wisco a good bit.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm disappointed I missed that.
It's funny. I was a big KFC radio guy back in the day. I was like, oh yeah, I remember like when you were producing that. He's like, yeah, I remember that too. Now I work for X. That was
I
right
met
around the
him-
time that acquisition happened.
I met
Yep.
him for the first time last year, Baltimore week, after
Yep.
conversing with him tons and texting with him tons. And
We love a Charlie Wisco.
what a throwback. Charlie Wisco, man.
Yeah, that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. That
He's
that
exactly. He is what you think he is too.
Pretty much,
He's a
yeah.
I appreciate that.
He's a Charlie Wisco, but
They are who you thought they were?
We do love him, Marty.
Exactly.
We love us
Exactly.
some Marty. I'm excited for Baltimore week already this year. It is well.
We got to get that on the. Is it on the books yet?
I don't think so, but I'll look at the schedule. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
get
sure
that on the
Jack.
books ASAP.
Jack actually may already have his hotel booked. Like,
As
We
one
had a
does.
very, very special guest chiming in here for you, Eric.
inversion table for the back. Yeah, I would. You know what? You know what? My mom had an inversion table. We got her one a couple years ago, and I texted her, and she does not have it anymore.
Guess you're gonna have to make the long trek out to Hampstead, Eric, and we'll flip you upside down, and we'll clear those lungs out.
I'm sure I could find a nice gentleman or person to flip me upside down and blow my back out.
That would be a Costanza situation. You'd walk in.
I was
Oh, man, gave me and he had his hands and he was touching and
It
rubbing.
moved.
Yeah. And I think it moved.
Oh, George.
Uh,
George.
Oh, George.
I'm disappointed there weren't more planes, trains, and automobile questions. I thought it was going to be a steady rotation.
See, I'm thinking in 4D, and I have next year is going to be a lot more movie related, and it's going to expand into Christmas a little bit more.
And this
So-
is me not complaining about that at all.
okay.
I
Clearly,
didn't say anything. I didn't say. I said nothing.
clearly, trivia was a huge failure. Clearly, it was not worthwhile.
Nobody
Clearly-
said that.
Clearly,
Nobody
there
said
was
that.
clearly there was no investment.
I never said that.
There was huge discrepancies, co-stars, co-leads, co-leads.
No, the guy in last place is complaining. Shocker. Who would have seen that?
Oh, yeah.
But Stan Lee died today. What do you think? What, did you meet the guy? What did you think about him?
Fuck
Stan
you, Ari.
Lee.
I want off this movie.
Fuck you, Art. Fuck you.
Speaking of fuck you,
What
Ari.
did you say? Who's directing? Kevin.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
Oh, yeah, Michael Bay.
Kevin Smith is writing it. Andrew Kevin Walker off the project.
Andrew Kevin Walker agreed to this? Kevin Smith. There he is.
Yeah, what's up, boys? Spenny, I thought trivia was a hit.
Zach,
thought
I
it
love
was
you.
I
fantastic.
agree.
Zach, this is the
It was
first time
awesome.
you get to say what's up in person, man. How you doing?
I know. How's it going, guys? It's good to not see you just through Twitter.
Yeah, I wish I could have been at the tailgate. It was unfortunate I had to miss that. Would have been nice to meet you face to face, but we'll make it happen soon. It's Zach Bollinger. You know him from Twitter. You know, he's one of our guys, one of our hitters in the circle here. How we doing, pal?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I post a lot of stupid stuff on Twitter, but somehow people, I guess, enjoy it. I don't know why, but
You fit in okay here if you do that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's
Story of
kind of
my
the vibe. Yeah, no, sometimes I'll post something and I'll look back and I'm like, why did I even think that was funny? But people will. But hey, I'm not complaining.
Hey, sometimes you'll hit a split at a tailgate. And
Oh,
sometimes
I love that. Oh, that was a good one.
Do you want to hit it? Do you want to hit one now, Spenny? You want to move the camera over and hit one?
On live?
You've got
Well,
you
can't
camera
put me on the
operator.
spot like that. I actually do yoga on Thursdays. I do yoga on Thursdays. That keeps me limber through the weekend. You're hitting me on a Tuesday night.
The Banksgiving splits?
Yeah. So you're not going to do it. Just to be clear, you're not going to do a
just
Banksgiving
to
split.
clarify, you know.
I'm about 6 fingers deep. Wait till I'm about 8 fingers deep, and then we'll.
Okay.
we'll get-
We
Only two
were just
fingers.
asking.
Only 2 fingers.
We were just asking if you were going to do it or not do the Banksgiving split. That the people were asking.
Just a simple
I
question.
know, yeah.
It was
I
on
mean,
the rumor mill. It was on the rumor mill.
If we're gonna print it in the paper, I might as well make sure that there's at least a full display there. I suppose.
Although Schefter didn't report it, so we shouldn't have trusted the sources.
Yeah, no, we can't
Very
trust
true.
anything that doesn't come from those guys. We can't.
Yeah,
trust them.
not at all.
No.
I will say I wasn't as impressed with the split as I was with the back, whatever that was, like the thing that the video.
Yeah, I feel
the-
like we only saw half the story there.
See, I was
saw the
pretty.
entire
I was pretty impressed with myself. I haven't been able to hit a back bend in quite a few years, and
You
I was
sure
able
about
to
that?
go.
The fact that you ever were impressed is like I could never. Like
Oh,
at any
Zach,
point in
just
my
you
life.
wait.
At
My
any
goal
point in my
for
life.
my goal for 2024 is leg behind the head, my friend. Leg behind the head.
I've
we'll
I've
get
gone through weird like 2-month phases multiple times, like especially in college, where I was just like, I'm gonna like stretch every day and get super limber, and then like it would wear off. But like I still have friends who bring that up. They're like, remember when you had like a weird 2-month thing where your personality was you were just stretching every day? And I was like, yeah, sometimes that happens.
You like started wearing a lot of white linen that was very
Yeah.
loose. You had like a shoestring that was a belt for you. You haven't
Yeah,
been shaving in
exactly.
a while.
You
I
were
started-
going nowhere in particular, but you were just carrying around mats. Just rolled
exactly.
up.
Just letting
Yeah.
people know. Just
Yeah.
in case it ain't
Yeah.
You're on campus and it's like 57 degrees and you're barefoot, and they're like, what does he even have? No, actually, Birkenstocks are mainstream. I don't even use those.
I'm just in the middle of like a field, just doing stretches in the middle of campus, and people are like, "What is he doing?"
If you go hatless and wear the glasses and do a man bun, you could very much fill out this portrait of the person we're talking about.
100%.
I actually, at one point, my freshman year of high school or college, I tried to I grew my hair out for probably like 10 months, and it got way like I don't have good friends back then because they should have told me to cut it. But like I look back now and I was going for it. I was really going for it. And
See, I disagree
went
because
full
if there's
runner?
one good time to grow your hair out, it's right about that time of your life.
Yeah.
There's a good time to
Mhm.
really just be an absolute animal.
yeah, then I shaved the sides into a mullet, and that was a whole nother
Yeah.
I made a lot of wild hair decisions over like a 2.5 year course. And then-
Exactly. It's a perfect time.
exactly. Because my thinking was I was like, okay, I'll rock the mullet for like a month, and then I'll just like get a regular haircut. But I forgot when I got the mullet, I kind of got lines in it. So I just had to shave everything off when it happened. I just
You went
had to
full
start.
Dundalk. Full Dundalk on us.
Yeah, it was it was a very in the chair decision that like it happened so fast, and then suddenly I had
the docs got well done on the pan there.
Oh, when my mother saw, oh my God, I walked in and yeah,
I one time I had shout out to Smooth AF, shout out to Sam Hennig. I shaved the Z XI line and an I into the back of my head for a sorority sweetheart competition. And I was ignorant enough. I think I left that for a solid month. I lost the competition. I didn't.
You didn't even win?
Oh no, I got third place in the competition. I like went to their formal after. They're like, "Oh, you would win." They'd be like, "Z-Man, Z-Man," and I didn't win. And there's like, "Z-Man," and I was like, "Oh," and I like kind of let it grow back in for a couple of weeks. I didn't even care.
Did the winner at least do anything permanent to their or semi-permanent to their body?
Semi-permanent, no. I remember a guy he did like a whole luau routine with like coconuts for a bra, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
I mean, if we're talking bad high school hair, me bleaching my hair blonde like 3 days before high school prom and like a week before
that was a reservoir thing though.
Yeah, but we will say the girlfriend at the time and the parents were not happy that my graduation photos and prom photos. I had
a big thinking about those Friday beers situation for me. Whenever I come across that in the folder that I have of those, there's
a lot. I know there are some great ones out there, and yeah, the bleaching the hair like a week before prom, and I think it was a couple days before prom, and then like a week before graduation was not great. Full on bleach too. Like it was.
You should do that now, Eric. You should do that now.
Was it multiple people? Like,
oh yeah, it was a couple people, but the assistant baseball coach's wife was doing it, and she was smoking hot. So we were like, yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, like you're gonna check our heads, absolutely. Like a bunch of horned up like high school kids. We were like, yes, yeah, we'll do it. So we're like, fuck, we look like idiots.
Not to dox you, but you're not going in an office every day. You're just kind of a little more on the low profile. I think you should do that now.
I worked at a basketball camp that summer, so again, I could just let it grow out, and we went from there. A shout out, Brian, you'll appreciate this. I think you know this. My boss there, Phil Chenier, not a big deal. Fell asleep multiple times.
Not a big deal.
They did him dirty.
Bullets
legend. Like it's his job. Love Phil.
Bullets legend. I think that's one of the craziest. Like golfers or something, like I guess pitchers, I don't know, but I feel like free throws of like NBA guards, like high level college, any even college, like they'll drain those. They'll be 55 with a big old belly, and
you don't lose free throws. You don't lose
exactly. Shooters never fade. No. Like Keanu Reeves says, "Chick stick scars, glory lasts forever." No, shooting a fucking free throw at a high level that
literally lasts forever. Yes, I agree.
You see some like old, especially at like gyms, you'll see some old guys just like draining some free throws.
Pants tucked in up to the belly button, and they're just
like.
We talking grainy? Yeah. We talking, yeah.
And they know their limits. Like they're not trying to shoot threes or anything. They're just like, I'm just going to go shoot. Threes. Yeah, they're just like, I'm just going to entertain myself by shooting 95% from the line for the next 30 minutes. Like that's just
James Mason school. Yeah, just absolutely just throwing it into the orchard baskets, Ryan, what are the rewatchables of the replacements? I think we have to do that at some point.
Sorry, what was the question?
When are we rewatching the replacements and doing a podcast about it?
That is something we should do at some point.
Famously filmed at PSI Net Stadium.
Oh yeah.
Raise your hand if your grandfather was in it. Raise your hand if your grandfather was in it. There it is.
Mom and brother. Mom and brother.
Yeah.
They were at the game. They were at the game.
Did they signal touchdowns throughout the game? Did they get timeouts called to them by Shane Falco when they recovered the onside kick, which makes no
Brian, I'm sorry for infringing upon this very territorial.
That's why I brought it up to him. It's very much.
I thought this was going to be a commonality. A couple. No.
I thought this was going to be a bonding moment.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
They were co-stars. That's what you're saying. They were in the same.
They're actually
same level. Yep.
Jim Black Jr., Keanu Reeves, co-stars.
Yeah. Perfect. Love that.
Exactly right.
Also, an acclaimed role in The Wire where he starred alongside Idris Elba. Talk about the same level of actor right there too.
Where was he? Shock dock worker number 3.
Basically, that's what I've labeled him as.
Yeah.
Like astounded, like oh my god.
every time I get a text from like my mom being like, the replacements is on TNT, I'll be like, Banks' grandfather was in that. And she's like, yeah, you told me like multiple times. Yeah, but it's
That's a
fucking
good. That's
awesome.
a good. That's like a
Runaway
good
Bride too. Runaway Bride.
Oh,
That's
that
a
I
good
didn't
loop
know.
to be in with your mom. That's a really
I
good.
feel
loop
like
to be-
House
I
of
feel like
Cards. but
now
that's kinda
every
canceled.
time-
It's kind of canceled.
Diner? Was he in Diner?
I don't think so. Manchurian Candidate.
Hairspray?
Nope. I don't think so.
Shape of Water? Was he in that?
We're just asking random movies.
Baltimore movies? Yeah.
This is our favorite segment.
Boys, it took
We
me
do-
an
we do
hour
it
and
every show.
37 minutes to realize that I spelled Trebek wrong. I spelled
Enemy
it
of the
Tribeca.
State.
I was wondering. I was like, that's not how you spell Trebek.
No,
I
I
noticed
said
that earlier, and I
no.
meant to call you out on it, but I never did. That's unfortunate for me.
It took
I
me
saw that right away.
97 minutes to realize. So there you
Wow.
go.
You did a great job at trivia, though.
Yes.
Thanks.
was
No,
a
Zach,
hit.
actually,
Yeah.
Zach texted. I was
Hey,
talking.
hey, Brian, you did a great job at trivia.
Thank you.
All right, we're done sucking
Handshake.
each other off. Zach had said that trivia was very entertaining from an
Yeah.
outsider's point of view.
No, it was.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Oh yeah, Jake's like, oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
it was all right.
We'll get it. Yeah, you'll figure it out. We'll get there.
I
First
think
one's
part
always
of the
tough.
chaos was what made it good. Like the little aspect of chaos, like made it better.
That's what we
Yeah.
needed.
Always true.
That's
Yeah,
what
a
we
little
needed.
bit.
Yeah.
Chaos coming. That's always
Exactly.
been a phrase that's never been too ill-fated or anything.
Yeah,
Eric,
the
you're a big
Seattle
chaos
Mariners
fan,
don't
yeah.
hate that at all. The two people who don't hate things: the Seattle Mariners hating chaos coming, and Jake Luke not hating being the third ranked pop culture trivia expert on
Yeah,
this.
pop culture. Yeah, sure. That's what that was.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it. But all right. So you're talking Mariners. We'll pivot to baseball a little bit. Zach, give us. I don't know. What is your best scenario for the Orioles offseason this year? Like what if
I
things
mean-
like who are they getting? Who are they trading for? Who are they trading? Guys are getting rid of stuff like that. Give us like your best offseason.
I'm big on bringing Eduardo Rodriguez home. I think Erod would be electric. Just another lefty in the rotation. Get him in the top half. All of a sudden, Bradish means Rodriguez or Grayson Rodriguez, Erod. That is a pretty nice rotation going there.
Erod G-Rod graphics will just go
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
Oh,
the Orioles media team's already in their bag. Like, just give them another trick to put in there. Like, that would be perfect. And then I'm big on we got to go bullpen help. I think people controversial. I love Josh Hader. I would love for us to make a play on him, bring him home. But I know some people just don't like that. I mean, I'm a big get it done on the field guy.
So I'll say I've heard from people that his agent, and again it popped up like later in the year with the Padres. He is a 3-out guy. He's a 1-inning guy. He doesn't do he doesn't come in the middle of an inning and stuff like that. He's not going multiple innings, more
He
than
needs a
3
clean
outs.
sheet.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, I mean, we saw it with Hyde a bunch. Like he would do that with Felix. Felix is a different animal. Hader's a different animal too. But it's
it's definitely.
I don't know. It's a weird situation, but and again, that came from Hader's agent, not like Hader himself. His agent being like, I don't know if that changes if he gets paid and it's whatever.
Yeah.
But it's something that I think people have to at least keep an eye on. I would love him here. I don't think it happens, but I would love that.
I think that's the dream. Like that's the big, like everything goes perfectly. I think at the end of the day, they do have to add bullpen help. I could see it being through trade. I don't think that's completely out of the question. I do think Jackson Holiday's going to start on opening day just for the simple fact of get Devin Williams. Also get Will Harris because it's just an automatic World Series at this point. So like statistically, you are very much favored if you get.
Who are the Orioles to buck a trend?
Yeah,
of such magnitude.
Exactly. Let's just do it and let's just see what happens. Because imagine it happens. Like, let's keep it going.
I like that line. Imagine if it happens. I could run with that for the rest of next year. Just like, hey, imagine if it happens.
I posed a very basic, like elementary thing to my just little Orioles friends from college group text. Would you rather see the Orioles win 5 straight AL Easts and never reach the World Series over the next 5 years, or lose the World Series next year and have no idea what happens after that?
Ugh.
Wait,
They
so
don't win the World Series if they win
5
the East?
straight AL Easts, never reached the World Series.
don't care. Yeah, no, I'll take the
No.
other one.
World
Yeah.
Series loss. Don't know what
Give-
happens after that.
Give me that. Call me the Cincinnati Bengals. Give me that L.
Well,
Yeah.
I was gonna say because then again, if you're just winning
You
the
want that pennant.
division
You
and
want
not
that
winning, you're the Braves of you're the Braves
Mhm.
who won 14 straight divisions or whatever and never won the whole thing. You know.
Yeah, I don't want to be the Buffalo Bills of the AL
Yeah.
East. Like, let me,
But
come
they
on.
never lose the big
Yeah.
game. They never lose the big game in that scenario.
Well, they do, but they don't. They don't, win the
They
World
don't
Series.
even make it. They don't
Look,
even make it.
look
to
at
the big
Bengals fans. They've made a fucking cottage industry off that Super Bowl loss. They think that they're the cocks
Yeah.
that walk. I mean, come on.
game. Yeah, give me that L. Give me that World Series L. I'll be like the Bengals
a
fans. I
pennant
will hype it
pennant
up.
would be pretty freaking sweet. Pennant
Zach,
would be
I've noticed this on the Ripking Show, which everyone should check out, the Ryan Ripking Show,
Yeah.
which you feature on a little bit, and I'm noticing it now. The pipes, the deep voice, it's
Oh,
thrown.
yeah.
You got
some rasp in there too in a good way.
a
Yeah.
voice for this, man.
Thank you. I'm not gonna lie. It also is like I've just been talking all day, but I'll pretend like this is my natural. I like to think I have a strong, manly voice. That's
Yeah.
what
It's
So
a little,
people-
it's some Cliff Kingsbury vibes. When you hear Cliff Kingsbury talk for the first time, it's like, man, like the guy looks like that. Now he's got this, and it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, he had. It's no wonder he lasted so long as a coach, but he wasn't very good.
Yeah, people actually compare me and Cliff Kingsbury's looks all the time, as I'm sure you noticed.
I can see it. Yeah.
Similar
Yeah.
houses during the draft.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I mean my fireplace of Brian Roberts poster is equivalent.
Yeah.
At the same time, what would you rather have? Really,
I will say this. I don't know why. I think Brian knows this. I don't know if Jake and Spenny know it. Brian Roberts may be my most hated Oriole of all time. I don't know why. I do not like him. I never liked him. I don't like him in the booth. I didn't like him as a player.
Okay.
I liked him in the booth this year.
I didn't. I don't know why. I didn't like him as a player when he was hitting 50 doubles. He just did not do it for me. I legitimately do not know why.
What if he doesn't go to the Yankees? Do you think your opinion would be different?
No. That has nothing to do with it.
No.
That is zero
Eric,
to do with it.
Eric. If you're gonna make a statement like that, I know that you know why.
I don't know
that
why.
you
I
know
don't
There is a
why.
deeper reason.
Yes,
No,
I know that you know. There has to be some feeling.
Did he deny an autograph when
No.
at some point?
There has to
No,
be
I
some little fleeting feeling of something.
I don't.
I look, he have
I don't know.
beef with Robert Andino over that, but I kind of
Eric, I also do respect that beef because I've never heard that. I respect that.
Yeah.
No, that is like a
very
very
likable guy.
Who we shitting on? Like Luke Scott or something?
D-Rob.
No, that's
like,
Jake's
that's
guy.
like saying you hate Kelly Gregg, which guess who hates Kelly Gregg? Me.
Oh, I actually, that was the only time I ever rooted for a Red Sox to beat up an Oriole was when Kelly Gregg, with Kevin Gregg.
Kevin Gregg.
Well,
Kevin
all right.
Gregg.
So see, I used to call him Kelly Gregg. Be like, oh, get it? It's a girl's name, and I don't like him. So
Shout out to Kelly Gregg on the Ravens.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Kelly Gregg
the whole time I was like, wait, when did Kelly Gregg and Brian Roberts fight?
Yeah.
No. This is the David Ortiz and Kevin Gregg fight when they just it was two walruses just banging bodies against each other, and I was like, all right, take him, Poppy, go ahead. I never liked Kevin Gregg, and I called him Kelly Gregg because I was like, oh, it's funny, it's a girl's name, and it's a funny thing to do. But no, Brian, we're talking about how I didn't like Brian Roberts. Don't know why. Never did.
I don't know.
It's an interesting
coach's son. Did you know that?
Yeah. South Carolina? No, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open heart surgery too, I think. Got cracked open.
Yeah, that's hateable stuff, man.
Listen, I don't play favorites. I don't care if you had heart surgery or you had to get a tooth worked on.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me, but
It doesn't
I don't
play
know.
favorites. We'll write it
Didn't
down.
do it for me. He never did. But Zach, we'll let you go on this again. I know it's getting late, but give us one thing that you're thankful for with Baltimore sports this year.
I will say I am thankful that we have the opportunities, even though it didn't go our way, the ALDS games, like Thursday night at the Bengals game, where we can just come together and absolutely lose our minds for good sport teams. It's an incredible time to be a Baltimore sports fan right now. And I'm thankful for Sunday punt lineups from Brandon Hyde because it is so funny to win a game when Ryan McKenna is your sixth hitter. There's just something about it that just makes you feel good on the inside. So Yeah, so incredible sports venues and just atmospheres and Sunday punt lineups. I gotta say, those are my two thankful.
That was an
things on
elite
there.
answer. That was an absolutely elite.
Yeah.
Shout yourself out too. Let people know where to find you.
Yeah, so at Zach Bollinger 18 on Twitter, I post really stupid stuff way too often. Monday and Thursday live on the Ryan Ripken show. So then I'd say really stupid stuff into him like way too often. So if that's your vibe, I guess come see me there. So I'll catch you guys later. Thanks so much for having me on. This
Love
was
it. Happy Thanksgiving, Zach.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, boys. I'll see
Thanks,
you.
buddy. Happy
Appreciate
Thanksgiving.
you. Have a good one.
Stud.
Good old Zach.
Yeah.
We love Zach.
That
Zach
guy's
is a
mad.
good egg. Zach is a good egg. I'm sure everyone follows him. If you don't, you need to
Yeah.
be. He's a good egg. He's newcomer of the year, rookie of the year.
I have not had an opportunity to really connect with him much at all, and that was very enjoyable. What a good dude.
The
He's awesome.
voice is throwing me for a loop. That's
The voice was nice.
He's got some golden
I-
pipes.
Cliff
I
Kingsbury
didn't know
was
he had
nice.
flow like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had flow like
Cliff
that.
Kingsbury, I like especially because the Cliff Kingsbury reference. Not that he looks like him, but Cliff Kingsbury, like everyone's like, oh, Ryan Gosling. I think Cliff Kingsbury looks like if you melted a crayon that looked like Ryan Gosling in the microwave. But to your point, Jake, the voice brings you back in. Like,
Yeah, it
you know
does.
that-
It's a little like Dolly Ryan Gosling a little bit, but yeah, the
but
voice.
not that Zach looks like him, but the voice
Yeah.
gets you going there. But the boys have a little man crush on Zach. We love Zach.
Oh yeah,
We do love Zach. We like Zach. We
do.
like Zach. So, all right, another link has been sent out. I'm running up to rehydrate, and I will be right back. But you guys keep kicking it.
Boys, what are we sipping on? Brian, you had Bullet?
Yeah, Bullet Rye. I'm a big rye guy. The one thing about the label, I don't know what had me thinking this for years, but it says rye 95. It's because it's 95% mash, rye mash. I thought it was 95 proof. It's 90 proof, which, I mean, the difference is negligible, but here I was thinking I
think that was a fair assumption, though. I believe.
Yeah. It's so blatant there on the label. But what up, Tutu?
Tutu's chilling. He hasn't been pet in solid 153. Shout out to
Yeah.
Eric for being like, I hope this doesn't go till 10:15, and then here we are.
Oh my God!
What do you think's going to happen?
Format always has.
What do you think's going to happen?
Everything Thanksgiving that we've ever done has always gone, and I embrace it. I mean,
what are we doing tomorrow? You know, I'm playing in a scramble. That's about it.
I fucking love that for you, man.
I have one meeting tomorrow.
Our company's basically off. I'm a free man.
My
I'm
week
busy these two, but I took the PTO. Just why not? You know.
Especially when you have a scramble like that, that's well worthwhile, especially towards the end of the year. Plus, you started recently.
Yeah,
I wanted to shout out Brian Mucci here, listener, who sent a little Fox and Odin single batch, double oaked, and it is a delight, an absolute delight. This is 4 out of this batch 4 and bottle number 2788.
Damn, tell them to hit me up.
We are happy to connect with some alcohol, whether it be beer or all kinds of liquor companies. I think that's a natural partnership.
Yeah, we're free agents in that regard. So
We're free agents in that.
Possibly you. Like
Brian and I had a
nice situation.
Brian and I had a nice gentleman's off of sorts. He'll see this, hear this eventually. He says he listens to everything, but he asked for, I think, 4 t-shirts originally. Or excuse me, he asked for 5 t-shirts, and I misread his order when I typed it in, and I put in the dollar amount got messed up. I basically was like, hey man, it was going to be actually 120, not 97 or something like that. But for the
Peter Griffin welfare situation.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, okay, well, I was like, I'll give you like $10 off for the inconvenience. My apologies. So he sent me $25 on top of what the order should have been. And so I said, well, my thumb slipped and I accidentally sent you 6 t-shirts instead of 5 there. So then he said, well, if you wouldn't mind, what's your address? And then he sent me 4 bottles of bourbon from a distillery.
4 bottles, huh?
4 bottles.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I told you guys about this.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. I told you guys about this. You're more than welcome to partake.
I didn't know that. I just you're telling me now for the first time.
He also to really call myself out, even though I did talk about all of this, Brian, you did drink some of it at my house as well. Jake, I still have 2.5 of the bottles. As we'll pull up.
You mixed up a little tequila something when I was there.
There were 2 drinks that were made. 2 drinks that were made, Brian. One of them was a whiskey.
I don't remember you giving me a whiskey.
One of them was a tequila. You had a whiskey, I promise. I told you this story.
I brought back some tequila, by the way.
Ooh.
If we want to try some of that. I've already broken into it, but.
Anywho, boys.
Speaking of tequila, we got Mr. Tim Barbalace.
Yeah, they call him Tequila Tim Barbalace, actually.
I don't think Tim's a tequila guy. Are you tequila? You better.
Yeah, I think he's just a regular beer drinker.
Is tequila.
So it's kind of funny. I really don't like tequila, but last Friday, I'd say we do this semi-annually with a few of my friends. We have a tequila night. So I don't know. I guess I'm halfway in, but
that could be bad. Really. That's going to end very quick, I feel
like. It's terrible. Yeah, it's really
bad. There's nothing redeeming about tequila. And sorry to Ryan Ripken if he's listening. I know he loves tequila. You know what? It probably came from, and I know my dad's listening, but I chugged a tequila sunrise at the RIP Green Turtle in Towson. Like full on chugged one, and had to pick up my brother or take my brother to work at like 10 a.m. the next morning. Jesus. I threw up all over that bathroom. Over that bathroom. It was. So that may be where the tequila hate comes from.
As Tim knows, the Green Turtle bathroom was meant and designed to be absolutely yarfed on.
Tim, the last time we went drinking, that was like about a block from there.
Well, we were stupid. Like the second semester of college, like we would do like bottle races with Jose Cuervo, and that would always end terribly. And we would go to Royal Farms at like 2 or 3 in the morning and get chicken sliders because when in Rome. But now, I mean, it's
there's Royal Farms and Paisans. Those were the two late night options.
Exactly. Yeah.
What was the Pasta Mista? That place was right by. I used to live at 20 Lamborn. My God, we used to house those slices. That was so good.
Well, first off, Spenny, you went to Stokos, right?
Oh my God,
dude!
Oh my God, Jake, I've been there at like 4:13 a.m.
Dude, Stokos, like it would always be mobbed at like 2:33 in the morning. There was like one day, I don't know what got into me. I was like, you know what? I'll go to Stokos like when the sun's out. And I was the only person in there, and it was so shitty. I don't know what I was expecting.
Never seen the inside. Never seen the inside.
Yeah.
I've been in the parking lot eating their wings and pizza, listening to Dem Franchise Boys out in someone else's car at like 4:13 a.m. But
first off, that shopping center in general, like just sketchy, not good.
I will say though, the Taco Bell there, and I think I'm having a revelation. Taco Bell is really good. The floor of Taco Bell might be the highest of any fast food place.
I would agree with that.
Taco Bell never will truly be like you're like, oh no, I can't. And if you're at Taco Bell, you're already like, but
yeah, I mean, you're not going there completely.
Well, the best was Mark Titus on Mostly Sports was talking about how he was making fun of the World Series promotion where like, oh, you steal a base, you know, everyone in America gets a taco. And he was saying, but they were like, it's only from like 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And he was like, if you go to Taco Bell in between those hours, you need help. Like you shouldn't see daylight when Taco Bell, like when you're in the drive-thru, like for Taco Bell. And I was like, you know what? I don't hate breakfast. I think is different. But again, he's like, if it's 3:30 and you're like,
so have you guys gotten breakfast from Taco Bell?
Oh,
I have not. I know Brian
is a big
Taco Bell.
fire.
Is it good?
It's unreal. It's
really? I can't bring myself to that. I can't.
A breakfast quesadilla is an elite item.
Wow.
It's so good.
I mean, in general, but like a breakfast taco, breakfast burrito. But no, I've never been to Taco Bell for breakfast.
They cheat a little bit with the Cinnabon partnership too. Their side instead of they do have hash browns, but instead of hash browns, the default is you just get a couple Cinnabon, like the little delicious balls.
Yeah.
I'll say this. You can't get just a couple of them. You have to get the 12-pack. You have to get the 12-pack.
You have to.
You're not doing 3. You're not doing 4. You're doing 12.
I'm going to be the really insufferable guy about Mexican food now. I'm like, oh man, it's just totally not like when I was over there. You know,
El Grande Gringuito. They just say, you know, he's the authority.
I got a couple of this on my
wait. So are we under the assumption that Taco Bell is this authentic Mexican
Yes.
chain, or
Yeah, it's not like it, though, you know.
Yeah,
It's
why-
still
what do you-
not
what
like
do you
when I
mean?
was down there, Tim? You know, like you wouldn't get it. Really, is the thing. Like,
That's
it's
fair.
really
Jake
not.
was actually in southern Mexico. It's a little different from what you Cancun folk might.
You guys want to hear
Oh,
about?
I've been to Cancun. I've
You
been to
guys want to hear about
Cancun.
when I went to Thailand?
Please.
It was
What did you say?
indescribable.
I don't think anybody ever talks about when they go to
Did you get your
Thailand.
back blown out over there?
It was indescribable.
Wow.
What did you do? Have a very nice dinner and then returned immediately home, and that was that?
Yeah, listen. You want to?
You guys are fine.
Some Michael's pad thai. You've never had pad thai. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of things about it.
Anyway,
No, tell us, Jake, about your time in Thailand.
Listen, it was indescribable. Like I said, I don't know what else you want to hear.
you said it was indescribable. What don't you get?
Anybody ever
I'm
watch
picking it
Survivor?
up, Jake. I'm picking it up.
You remember Sarah on that one season? Hooked up with a girl looked just like that.
Mm-mm.
Oh
Anyways.
boy. Timmy,
Tim.
give us the thing that you'll never touch on Thanksgiving.
Ooh, God. You see, I'm
And
not much
also, I'll give you time. I'll give you time to ruminate and brew a little bit as well. Aside from turkey, or let's call it a ham, or any main meat, give us the other thing that, like, if you show up to a Thanksgiving or at your Thanksgiving, if it's not there or not prepared right, you're like dead inside. You're like, I need this as well.
So that for me, so we always go to my grandparents, and my grandmother is just a phenomenal cook. I mean, she just puts on every single year, and her stuffing is unreal. It's incredible. That's probably the top tier thing. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know.
No,
But
I'm with you.
something that I can't stand. I don't know. I feel like I pretty much eat everything, but cranberry sauce, I don't know. Not for me.
Divisive issue tonight. Yeah.
That's a divisive issue.
Yeah.
Who's pro cranberry sauce?
Well, I'm pro ocean spray. I'm the pro just like dump that thing right out of a can into my mouth. I'm here for it. Yeah.
Are you dong bonging cranberry sauce like out of the can?
Absolutely. Yeah. Twice on Sunday.
He's like Patrick Starr with the sausages. Just
and to be fair, to play into your court, Brian, as well, like it's basically just cranberry flavored Jello. Like,
of course.
What's the big deal?
Yeah, I'm not under any illusions of what it is. I'm here for it straight out of the can, straight from the teat, if you will.
Love it. Timmy, give us one thing. We don't want to take up too much of your time. We know we got the holidays up as well, but one thing that you're thankful for, or one thing that you're excited for, or anything of the sort, can be as meta or as micro as you possibly imagine, whatever comes into your mind.
Is this a sports related or?
Oh, this is open ended. If you go sports, we'll shovel it into our mouths. If you go personal, if you go in any direction, you can absolutely
I'll go sports. And I guess and you guys understand it too. This offseason, we won't have to talk about a Lamar Jackson contract. So that's cool. The Kenny franchise of it all, the Total Gym, Elite Gym, whatever the hell it was.
The entire gym, if you could please.
Yeah. I mean,
we can still talk about it if we want to. All right. Like,
the entire gym.
You do understand? Yeah. You do understand? It's entire.
Are you
gym.
aware of the hours that Brian has spent on the entire gym?
Literally the entire. Yeah.
Dude, when I do my solo Raven show following afternoons, and there was a day where I was telling my producer Kyle, I was like, I'm not mentioning Lamar's name today. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm done talking about it for at least 24 hours. And then the Ken Francis news broke, and I'm like, God damn, dude, like what? Like, why are we?
That'll be such a niche thing in like 30 years when we're old men. Like the name Ken Francis will be.
You think he's on the Super Bowl float someday?
Oh my God!
No. He's probably got to get a ring.
And they're just getting their pump in.
He would have to get a ring.
It's like the Vince McMahon video that keeps floating around, like him like.
Come on out, you.
Yeah.
Dad, explain to me Ken Francis's time.
Dude, I mean, that time was just it was like every other day there was a new thing, and it was just so exhausting. And I guess like maybe when it gets to the dead of the off season, February before free agency and stuff like that. But I don't know, dude. It was just you're regurgitating the same thing like constantly.
I know
and
Jake
just
and
with, like,
I,
a new
like reached a point where we're like, what else is there to say? What else is
Yeah,
there? To
that's what I'm
is there to
saying,
do?
dude. That's what I'm saying. But it's like with it being such a national story to ignore it locally, like it was just
We had the luxury of kind of checking out on that a little bit. You had to do that literally every day.
every freaking day, dude. It was exhausting. And just
Brian,
like
sorry,
what?
I think Brian, you said you didn't you mute like Lamar in contract at one point?
I think I found a way algorithm wise to mute all phrases that combine those two words.
But that's
so
genius.
yes, to answer your question.
Yeah.
That's genius. That is like
Algorithmically, I just found a way. I mean,
Yeah, no, I figured it out.
There was
I
a
hacked it.
quadratic equation I had to work up on Excel.
Using the
Pythagorean
HTML
theorem of Twitter.
Yeah, right.
Well,
No,
love
I
it,
think-
Tim. We love you.
it.
We don't want to take up too much of your time, but appreciate you for hopping on with us so much, my friend.
Of course.
If you're not following Tim, you got to. Tim, anything you're excited about work-wise, anything coming up that you want to plug at all, my friend?
Gosh, well, I guess this upcoming week, obviously, tomorrow would just be me and Ken. And then Thursday, I'm doing a Thanksgiving show. Like, that was my first time I ever hosted a show, was on Thanksgiving 2017. So I've been doing that for a while now. So I'll go solo there. And then, of course, Ravens Chargers, Sunday pregame. We're going to be at the Green Turtle in Hanover. Me and Vinny will do the 2 hours leading up until kickoff. And yeah, tune in.
Love it.
I love that. Love that.
Awesome, Tim. Well, we appreciate you so much, my friend. We'll let you get out of here, and happy Thanksgiving. And we love you, man. We're fired up to have you on here.
You're the man.
Got it, guys. Anytime.
I will say, Tim, we got it, and we talked about this during the baseball season. We got to find your dog a babysitter so you can stay out at one of the games with us.
Yeah, that's
Well, I know you guys had Johnny. Like, we got to go to Jimmy's. Right?
I've still never eaten at Jimmy's. This podcast is presented by Jimmy's.
What?
I have never stepped foot in Jimmy's once in my life.
How?
Still,
that's a miss. Yeah,
I don't know.
How is
I
that
don't know.
possible?
And I fancy myself somewhat of a little like I know.
Yeah, you're writing
the
Russian novels on places to eat in this city, and you haven't gone to our presenting sponsor. Come on, man.
It's true. It's true.
That's
we
pretty
have to get
messed
out
up,
there.
dude.
Let's maybe the week after Thanksgiving, maybe next week.
Let's do it.
Next week, let's get out there.
I'm
Get
down.
in there.
I like it.
Hell yeah.
A little loose. Yeah.
You
I'm
tell
down.
me. I'm there. But yes, Timmy, appreciate you as always. Thank you, sir.
Got it.
Love you,
Anytime,
buddy.
guys.
We'll talk soon.
See you.
He's the best. He's the best.
Truly the nicest, the most fun to talk to. Nobody more fun to just chit chat with, especially having a beer, having a drink, than good old big time Timmy Jim there.
Oh yeah. Love
him and I have shared quite a couple meals at Jimmy's. Yes, we met up there a couple times. So I would love to break bread there with you, Spenny.
Last time I hung out with him and Towson and a mutual friend a couple months ago and had about 15 beers each.
Towson has just turned into an entirely different beast over the last like 10 years or so.
I
don't think I could go back to Towson.
We didn't go to we went to a little Irish pub, which was kind of nice. It was a little
Kent? Kent?
I don't think it was Kent. No, I've been to Kent. It was another one.
Okay. I don't even know that exists.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to Rec? Do you want to go to Rec Room and grab a beer or 5?
No, actually, yeah. What's that little nightclub situation where all the 21-year-olds go? I think
Well, it was the Wrecker, and then it was Torrent, and then they had T Lounge.
Torrent,
and then
that's what it was when I was.
And now it's the
Torrent.
Wrecker again. Don't get me started on T Lounge. Don't get me started on T Lounge.
At Rec Room, Braxton Dupree stepped on my shoe at Rec Room, and he apologized to me, and I was like, "Yeah, thank you." So, and then I walked away very quick. Maryland basketball legend.
Yeah, that's huge.
Speaking of Maryland legends, we have one, Gabby DePaula.
Ooh, that's a bit of a stretch there.
Is she giggling already?
That's doing a lot of work there.
Am I on?
Speaking of Maryland legends,
Here we go. Okay.
Live, yeah.
Used the stream before. Thank you for that intro. It's amazing. Thank you all for chiming in on that too.
The fact that she's alive and like upright is borderline like a miracle right now.
Oh yeah, I was just with my nephews, and I kept checking my phone to get like the text or whatever from Eric, and we were watching because like the internet went out at my house, at my dad's house, and we were playing Wheels on the Bus, and I was like Wheels on the between songs, I was like Wheels on the Bus. Check the text message. Wheels on the Bus. I'm like, oh my god. So it's been quite the 24 hours.
Well, what did you say you had? We're not going to air out your drink list from last night.
Yeah. Cool.
You just immediately put.
Yeah, I think
he just put you back into the spin.
Like,
that was messed up.
Yeah.
It's a casual Monday.
Yeah, it was my best friend's engagement party that we threw together. I don't know. I love, so we all had fun. It was just one of those things, and I'm good friends with her fiance too, and we have a good crew over there. So
he is a big supporter of the pod too.
He is. He's a huge supporter. His family is. His brothers are too.
He was a big fan of the what was the Bachelor? No, what was the starting five we did? Bachelor party one, right?
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
I think that's the one that he was talking about. And like roommate or something. If you guys did a roommate one. I don't know if you did.
A roommate one.
I don't think we did a roommate one. I think Tyler lied to you about that.
It's a good idea though.
It was like cons of like rooming with people, like what your roommates.
Can I rattle off a take here in regards to roommates?
I wouldn't want Taylor just absolutely torpedoing our guy Anthony. That'll be tough.
Oh my gosh. Living with a friend will always like 90% of the time not destroy a friendship, but like put it through the ringer. Like
really?
It is way better to live with a rando or like someone that you're not super close with than someone that you are very close with, in my experience at least.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
Do you have any experience with never mind.
Well, so they aren't random at all, but one of them I don't get along with at all. But that's like the only situation I've really had. College wise, I got along with all of my roommates. We had 5 girls in one bathroom.
That is like Guinness Book of World Records maintaining friendship, I feel like.
Yes. And it was never like really tough. We were all like pretty respectful of each other. But this situation, fast forward 10 years later, it's different situation. Very different.
I will say by happenstance, I ended up sitting next to Gabby's roommate. Well, it wasn't by happenstance. We coordinated it. But on my flight to San Diego, Gabby's roommate was also flying to San Diego. So as everyone knows my fear of flying, and Danielle helped me get over it.
I'm with you on that. So it was a tough last week for me, but we got through.
You're afraid of flying too?
Kind of, yeah. I once it gets in the air, I'm fine, but I do have a little bit of a hang up, like getting.
I love it.
Yeah,
I'm over it now. I'm completely over it.
Oh yeah, you're
fine. When I hear of 5-6 roommates in one bathroom, I'm thinking Leonardtown. Am I right on that?
No, not close. We were right behind Frat Row. We were like one of like the 2 houses next to Frat Row. Yeah, close. Yeah.
Close quarters.
It was like a single family home.
Are we just talking, UMD stuff right now? Because
of course, absolutely.
Yeah. Ryan, you got any more questions?
Why wouldn't we? I mean, what are our thoughts on UMBC? We could really,
really
on that, like we did.
All that, yeah.
What's this? Yeah. I've been watching Wheels on the Bus for the past hour.
Maryland won by like 25.
Nice.
Yeah. So they're back. We're back. Willard's back. By the way, we were talking earlier about the places that like you don't want to be in during the daylight and eating. I went to DPDO one time during the daytime, and I remember like telling someone that, and they were like, "What the fuck? What is wrong with you? Like, why would you go there?"
Yeah.
The same person was like, "I found a Band-Aid in like my pizza bubble there." Like,
yikes.
I was like, "I don't know. It's fine when I went." Like,
it's fiber. It's fine. It's fine. I needed a little fiber.
Tuesdays 3 for 2.
RIP. That place is long gone.
Yeah,
that place is probably gone when
a couple of years now.
Ew. Is it gone?
Yeah, I think it's gone. It's got to be gone, right?
It's gone. No, that shopping center is pretty much going under.
What?
which is a real RIP. Yeah, CP Liquors. You know, Sue over there.
Yeah.
Sad, very sad. Town Hall
I
too.
was, I was talking to someone about Town Hall last night, and I was like, we went there after the Maryland UConn baseball
ain't
game.
right.
No,
Just ain't
no,
right.
that was a good time. We watched The Office on those bar TVs
Oh, that's right.
with our Exit 52 press passes.
Oh yeah,
That sounds pretty lit. You know.
Were they real? Were they real press passes, or did you make them?
What do you think? We're counterfeiting press
What are
passes?
we? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're
I'm a
very
credentialed
legitimate.
member of the media. Put some
Yeah.
respect on our names.
Yeah, I can't even believe that question.
Listen,
was just asked.
just because you're on 98
do
Rock.
you think that Eric just has a laminator?
Yeah, what do you think? I'm
laying
making
around?
cricket? Do you think I got a cricket back here, like printing it out?
I mean, I would be surprised if Taylor did something like that. It gave you like fake passes. It was
Taylor, no, do not slander Taylor's name. He is a man of authority, and that man would never despair.
That's a hall gentleman.
Absolutely.
What is it? Men of honor, grace, and
No, I think
honor,
it's men for others. I think is what it is for Calvert Hall.
guys helping guys.
Yeah, dudes helping dudes. Yep. Just guys helping
guys. Yeah.
Famously asked Taylor, one of my favorite responses I think I've ever received on like a do you know this person was at Foley's. Brian, what was that, 2 weeks ago, I guess 2 Fridays ago, with Pat, like, oh, a couple Calvert Hall guys. Oh, okay, yeah. What year did you guys graduate? Whatever it was, 2010. I was like, oh, I know guys like 2011, 2012. Do you know this guy, this guy, this guy, or this guy? They go, no, if he wasn't in my grade, we kind of really just didn't talk to anyone who wasn't in our grade. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. That's
Sick, man. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, you're not class of 10, dude?
Yeah, class of 10? You're not class of 10. I was like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. Taylor, I'm so sorry that I asked you that question, actually.
You guys are like such babies at 10.
I'm 11,
Gabby, you're
not
what?
me.
Wait, Brian, you're
I'm 09.
I'm 2011.
2011.
11. There we go.
Jake
Yeah, there we go. There we
Jake's
go.
not even a 30.
2013.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
That's borderline depressing.
You reservoir dogs. You reservoir dogs don't age though. You
People have been
gators.
calling me wonderkins. You know, I don't really know what it means, but they've just been kind of saying that about me.
That's why,
you know,
Benny, that's why when I was in 6th grade, we got to vote for the reservoir mascot, and it was down to retrievers and gators. And we were like, man, if we were the retrievers, we could have been the reservoir dog.
I would have loved that. That would have been big for me.
Having a gator chomp though as a high school student section, elite.
Yeah, but when I was there, we were awful. My freshman year, we had freshman, sophomore, junior. That was it. Our field hockey team scored 0 goals our first year. 0.
Oh my God.
Not one goal. Not one goal.
Yikes.
We had freshmen on varsity football who should not have been playing football at all. It was not me. I'll say that.
I was going to say, were you one of them or?
No. I was firmly planted on the JV side. Somehow I was smaller than I was now, but
I've seen those little football picture days, those little snapshots. Yeah,
I was gonna say you're an Adonis. You should be swinging. You know,
Reservoir won states for the first time this year. So I tweeted and I said I deserve this.
That was their first.
I don't know.
Take that.
Or no, they won county or something like that.
Take that, Michael Campanaro.
Former Reservoir high school legend James Sims was a Towson Tau Kappa Epsilon.
I know his brother, Javon.
Yes.
Yeah. Pants. We used to call him Pants because he was smaller than me and his pants were way too big. And they did not have pants to fit him. And they called him Pants.
Oh my gosh. Gab, we have to ask, we've asked everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving dish that gives you absolutely terrible thoughts or the ick, or Thanksgiving dish both. Also, the one where if you were to go to someone's Thanksgiving and it wasn't there, you would be disappointed, or the one that if you're at your own family Thanksgiving, you immediately start salivating over. So give me the high and the low.
I love pretty much all Thanksgiving. I only really eat turkey for Thanksgiving. I don't really eat it outside of the holiday. I do love mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes. If I go to my friends had a Friendsgiving today, which I couldn't make, and I don't think they had sweet potatoes with the marshmallows in them. That's my favorite side dish for sure.
I like when they like kind of get the little brown on top. That's where I feel like now we're getting fancy. You take a little torch and give it a little on there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites for sure.
Sweet potatoes, especially because I don't know. I like growing up. My mom always was like a organic cooker, so I feel like I ate more sweet potatoes than the average person, but never in like that like realm of like, ooh, this is like a sweet potato treat. That's why I feel like it's very unique.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I thought we were just the only family that did it for a long time, like in middle school and elementary school. But I really don't like cranberry sauce or like the whole cranberry. I don't get that either. It just reminds me
of a hot topic.
I think that's the most polarizing Thanksgiving dish easily established.
It's
today.
really not polarizing. It's just everybody shitting on it, and I'm just standing there defending it. I almost think it's a shtick. I think you guys texted all of our guests and said, "Come on the podcast."
We were wearing a cranberry colored
shit on
shirt,
cranberry sauce, and then I just have to stand for it.
No, Brian,
I'm
you're
here
just
to
an
do.
edgy guy. You like to stand out, really. You really like to kind of mix it up with people.
I resent that so much because my immediate response the first time we talked about it was that I enjoy it thoroughly, and I've defended it with you as well. So fuck you, Brian. I've been on your team this whole time.
That's okay.
So you put
You
it
did a great job with trivia.
You put it everywhere, the cranberry sauce?
Cranberry sauce I like to have a taste, and then I like it. This is where I'll get real demented. I like to kind of swirl it around in the mashed potatoes a little bit. I like to get it a little ground up, a little mortar and pestle action.
What are we doing the gravy then? Like what?
What do you mean? The gravy, the dish gets created. This I feel like should be.
But if your gravy is not the focal point of your mashed potato and you're getting that heavily involved there, then what are we doing?
This is like the Middle Eastern conflict debating land. Like there is
talking politics.
This is the geopolitics of my plate. There is mashed potatoes. There is greens on one side. There is turkey somewhere else. There is the other accoutrement spread out. Gravy goes dumped like that, like it is any other sauce over the entire plate. Gravy touches everything. It's like the Lion King. As far as the land can see, there is gravy on every single part of everything on my plate. Then I like to, the real freaky naughty part, I think, to me, this is probably the gross part for most. I like to get it's like Mike Tyson with the pigeons. It's like I have the mashed potatoes and the cranberry. I have my bites. Now kith. I make them kith.
Nah.
What do they do that?
God damn it. I don't like that at all. That makes me feel very uneasy. I don't like that.
Don't show a picture on Instagram. People post their pictures of the plates. Just
why would I? Mine looks like a freaking like Rembrandt that got burnt. I'm not going to post a picture of that.
If you do that, take a picture and tag Gabby at Gabby DePaula on Instagram and show everyone show her your plate.
Disgusting. That's too much.
Please flood Gabby's Thanksgiving feed with your plate.
No, don't do that. We would hate to see that happen. Nobody do that.
You would hate to see that happen.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
It would be a real shame.
Someone did that this year. I was like, what are we doing?
A real shame if that happened. But we don't want to hold you up too long, Gabby. Give us one thing with Baltimore sports that you're thankful for from this year.
I mean, like, there's a lot of positives that came out, I think, of this year. You know, after we signed Lamar and everything, and the Orioles were rolling. I just think Baltimore sports, at least the professional teams with baseball and football, are coming back. And, you know, there's not really a downfall or an off season for us right now because everything's going up. Like, everything's been positive. And I'm really excited to see where the Orioles go this season. So I think just bringing back the hype, you know, the postseason, although it's not what we wanted, I was really excited to see just how they can kind of snowball off of that. I'm really excited to see what they look like this year and seeing some of the younger players kind of evolve more, and love seeing Gunnar kind of, you know, it was kind of cool to see Gunnar, not that you really like wish this on anyone, like Gunnar kind of had like a little slow of a start to a season. So when he got better, he just took off. You know, he just kept getting better and better. So I loved seeing that. That was really, really fun to watch because you could see it in his eyes, in his confidence, in his stance. He was just like, I'm good. Confidence at the plate, you know, 2 outs, bases loaded, whatever it is. Like that he was there and he was going to play the game and play the game well. So I was really excited to see him play and get better.
Do you remember the Astros game we went to? And in the top of the ninth, and I yelled at Kyle Tucker to swing the bat.
And
then
he
he
I wonder what happened there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
And
That was a good time.
he hit that home run like feet away from us, right? It was
No. Well, we were on the center field bar.
Yeah,
we couldn't even see where it landed. We just saw the swing and we're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
that was a fun one though.
You jinxed it.
Yeah, the lady in front of us turned around and said, "That's your fault." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. That's my fault, lady." Like,
I agree. It was your fault.
I think you need to just wear that one, Eric. If you're saying
Eric was talking shit. That's
No.
actually
yeah,
insane.
Eric is being fucking super annoying and talking on his shit. Yeah, who
Yes.
could ever see that?
Everything. Yeah.
that doesn't sound like you guys have the wrong guy.
Wait.
right now.
Whoa. Let me back this part up. Eric was talking heat. Oh my god, I've never seen that before.
No.
Yeah.
None of you guys. No one here knows me. No one.
But Gabby, 100%. I mean that like arguably I feel like you hit on the two most fun parts of this Baltimore sports fan year. Gunner's slump made what he did in like June forward
better.
And it's I'm balking at whatever the quote is, but it's like the highs of life are so much better when you have the lows. Like that was the definition of Gunnar Henderson this year. And then Lamar's dark cloud drifting off into what they've become right now. I mean, it's basically been a fairy tale from.
We're really lucky. Yeah, we're in a really good state right now with both sports teams. So I'm just riding off that high till it hopefully it doesn't collapse. But I think we're really lucky now.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm surprised she didn't answer that it was the time that I saved her dome piece from getting rocked by an Austin Hayes, souvenir ball thrown in the stands on,
on the old
whatever, Birdbath night. But it is what it is.
You did save my life. You saved my head. You saved my life.
He wasn't worried about that in the moment, though. He was just focused on that ball. Former ball player, that's kind of how these.
This is a big Brian like disrespect night.
I'm always here for the disrespect.
Yeah, he's he can take it.
This is a big Brian
Cam Newton meme every time I log on.
No, we love him. We love.
I will say we'll let Gabby go with this. That Birdbath night legitimately was maybe the top 3 baseball games I've ever been to in my life.
Just like Cedric Mullins'
cycle around it was incredible. Like I told that like 8-year-old to turn. He had glasses on. And I said, turn around, 4 eyes. After the Pirates hit a home run to go up like 2-1, and he turned around and was like Fortnite like emojiing towards us. And then when Cedric hit the home run, I yelled at him. This kid had to be 8 years old. Like I let it loose. So
Jesus,
that was a great night. That was so much fun.
All times.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had potentially the cleanest high five of all time on that home run.
And it was captured on camera. You don't get that very often.
No, you don't.
If only I had more tickets to give out.
You think they'll do the same?
Yeah, 50. They really could have done a lot better for us there than 50 fucking tickets. What are we doing?
If only I had more tickets to give out.
Yeah.
If only the woodpecker cries.
Small gestures go a long way, but
that's true. Yeah, we famously, that is something that is very true. Small gestures.
That's all I have to say about that.
You think they'll do it again this year, the Birdbath and everything? You think they'll continue?
I think they'll do something like that. Like I think it's going to get stale after a while. Obviously,
maybe we'll just come up with something else. I mean, we came up with this. Like,
you guys did come up with that, didn't
you?
Yeah, totally.
No. We did not come up with that. We did not come up with that.
Yeah.
Listen. All right. More fake news from Gabby. There we go.
This was directly Eric's idea. No one thought of this quicker.
Well, you were just saying that, Eric. I mean, why don't you just tell him that's what you were saying before we got going here? That it was all your idea, and
Listen, I get a phone call. I relay the information.
Thought of it.
All I do is relay the information I got on the phone call. That's all I did.
This is my theory, though. I raised my hand before that. I think that it should be school letting out is bird bath time. School lets out, you fire up the bird bath.
Fair.
And you keep it through Labor Day. It is a student thing. It is a fun thing. It creates a very childlike excitement. I think that should be. Did you come up with that yourself? I actually took that off of the Russell podcast. I took that off of. I
think you're on the wrong side of the little area there.
Yeah. I took that off the Russ Pod podcast. That was not my idea there.
Is that Mr. Unlimited just sitting there just breaking?
I took that. I actually climbed up onto the clock tower, or whatever that clock tower is called, with the blue light that overlooks Camden. I actually climbed up there and I found a little note in a little Chinese.
And you
cookie.
fired some lightning down to Doc, and you went back to
and I cracked it open. It said, "Oh, they should do this. They should do the bird bath during the summer season for the students."
All right.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
I like it.
Gab, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you go ride the Magic School Bus again and get back to the wheels on the bus turn around and around. Happy Thanksgiving, Gab. Thank you for joining us.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Nice, Gab.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. We got I sent a link out to one final person.
Who could it be?
Who could this be?
Could it be?
Who could it be?
What could this be?
Taylor also did text the group chat. So
it's not him.
It's not Taylor.
Oh, okay.
I thought it might be.
In fact,
Yeah.
I would love Taylor to
joining us
jump in.
right now, and he is dropping into Verdansk. It is Glenn Clark with his Xbox headset on. How's it going, pal?
Yeah, I'm ready to play some Halo, baby. Let's go. Wait, I was last, Eric? Is that what you're telling me? I was the last call on the night. You were like, oh man, we got through everybody else. We don't want to leave the bar without taking somebody home, so we'll call old GC at that point.
Later would be better. We have Tyus' show at 7, and
Yeah,
people
I
tend to
did say
linger.
that.
Later will work. We'll shoot you a text.
All right.
I will also dunk on top of you as hard as possible, like Anthony Hardaway in his prime. Eric, I believe you said, who should we text? And I think there were at least 2. I'm not going to embellish and say 3, but it might have been 3. The 3 out of the 5 people that host this podcast said Glenn initially in the first people.
Okay, wait. Now, can I try to guess who didn't?
I wasn't.
Can we
one
play
of them.
that game?
I said I don't.
Oh, son of a bitch! Son of a bitch!
Yeah. Eric immediately went down like emoji. Down like
the down vote. The down vote. Yeah. I also, you really had 50 tickets. I want to thank you that for I'm making. I was 40. I was 40. I was 51 then, I guess, on the invite list. Like I was
first alternate. Yeah, first
close.
I went direct to the show. We had 40 tickets. We had 40.
40.
50. I would have done you.
Hey, but. Thank you. Oh no, I appreciate it. I would have made top 50. That means a lot. Did you ever? Okay, some of you guys are young. Spencer and I, by the way, are coworkers now. So I don't know how many Banks. I'm guessing Eric. I'm guessing had MySpace profiles at some point. Correct?
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah. Top 8,
right.
like
you
read
did.
About.
Spencer did too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the top 8. I swear to God, was the most Nothing caused more wars in my life than the effing top 8 friend ranking on MySpace. There are still blood feuds that I am involved with over people that were not in my top 8 at some point.
I used to get home from school and be like immediate beeline. I'm fucking changing my top 8. Like whatever Sarah Jessica Parker did at school today, her ass is getting dumped off that list.
And your age at the time.
You're so excited.
Whatever Kyle, Chad, Mike, Steve, Brad, freaking Tommy did. Oh, me and Tommy just played Madden 2 nights in a row on Xbox Live.
He's in.
My God,
he's in.
Top 2, baby. My top 5th rated friend, actually.
Okay.
I know that he kind of smells like shit, but.
So I swear to God, it was like having an AP top 25 poll every day.
Yeah.
Like every day. We got the Duke lost last night. We don't have to keep them at number 1, right? Like we can bank them down.
It was kind of fire though. It was kind of fire. Like I had a buddy who kind of parlayed that and played off of it, and had a whiteboard in the college dorm room with his 5 other roommates, and he would power rank his roommates every week, and he would change it from almost day to day. Just based on what you could potentially do for him and not do it for him, and he played it perfectly. But
I will say we should have had like MySpace should have had like an also receiving votes. Like, hey, Brian, you had a great week,
right?
Like, we
not
didn't
quite.
Really the podcast,
Not quite.
but like maybe next week we'll get something.
If you knew how to like game the coding behind it, you could expand it to like a top 12 or top 16. That was some next level shit. But that's a big problem. You don't want that kind of problem.
Banks, I would argue that was the worst. When it got to 16 and somebody was left out of your 16, like it was, dude, when it was 8, you could be like, bro, it's only 8, right? Like, come on, man. Like, it's tough. And like,
you're like, I got my girlfriend. I have to have my girlfriend first, and then it's 7 guys. And
you're
it's
like,
wait,
you guys it's lacrosse. You know, he's playing lacrosse. I'm playing baseball, or like, you know, it's basketball season. So his boys are on his his list or whatever. Like, all right.
So I haven't accomplished like a lot in my career. Let's like not oversell it. Like I haven't done many things. I got a lot of attention for the dumb like Joe Flacco saying he was good at football thing all those years ago. Like that did well for me. There's been a few.
He was the best quarterback in football. We don't need that.
Okay, the whole thing, right? There have been a few. There is nothing in my life that my friends cared about. And this is the most embarrassing thing ever. Right now, I could win whatever a Marconi award. I don't even know if they give those away. No one in my life would give a rat's ass. The day. And I still, to my life, I do not know why, the bassist from Dave Matthews Band put me in his top 8 friends on MySpace. And I swear to Christ, my phone blew up for a month.
Your AIM was going nuts.
It was insane. Like, dude, are you boys with Stefan from the Dave? I don't know to this day. I've never talked to the guy. I don't know why we were friends on MySpace to begin with, that it was even an option.
You know that he's a huge Ravens fan, right?
Shut up. Is he really?
Yes.
You have to get him on and ask him then.
I would actually love to. I have sat with this for forever. I have never known why Stefan from the Dave Matthews Band put me in his top 8 friends on MySpace, but nothing I have ever done in my life.
I'm pretty sure he went to Woodlawn at some point.
Shut up. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Whenever we're about to start pre-gaming, Spenny plays Ants Marching. That's just his big thing.
I mean,
I guess Glenn doesn't do research.
I usually keep it pretty ant themed. I might go Alien Ant
research.
Farm. I might go that. You know, it's usually ants.
Stefan Lassard. I actually
Glenn, can I tell you that I just made both of those things up?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that was the most obvious thing.
I'm an idiot.
You were hook line. I saw like you're
the Woodlawn
burrowing. You're like you started to look it up like.
Bro, the Woodlawn was a great sell.
Yeah, all right, my fault. That's on me. It's late.
I almost did Towson High School, but I knew that was too obvious, so I went with Woodlawn. I'm gonna say Glen Elg. Glen Elg was up.
Oh, Glen Elg would have been too random.
I would have known that was BS though.
No way, anybody could have gone to Glen Elg. I couldn't name. I swear to God, I couldn't tell you anything about Glen Elg. And aren't there 2 Glen Elgs?
I could tell you some stuff. It's not appropriate.
All right.
They're not great students.
If there was a time, it would be now. So I guess the time is never.
I would really like to know why it is that Stefan Lassard put me in his. I have sat on this for 20 years or whatever, 25 years, however long it's been, and I have been dying to know. And I can't get none of we threw a party or a show tonight with Tyus Bowser and Pat Ricard. None of my friends care. My friends will not show up to this type of stuff. I guess they're just too used to it, right? Like it's not a thing for them anymore. They're like, all right, Glenn's doing a thing. They still talk to me, about this guy from the Dave Matthews Band having me in his top 8 friends on my.
Let me ask you this question: are you still friends with the guy who drunk dialed Joe Flacco?
Yeah, Andrew Walbert, 100%.
You didn't have to name him.
100%. Oh no, I love that guy. That guy is one of the best dudes I've ever known. And we were in College Park one night, and he was a big Eagles fan. And he got into my phone and he drunk dialed Joe Flacco. And I know I told you guys the story, but I didn't know. Like, I had no idea that it had happened until we were in the locker room. And like Joe pulled me aside and was like, got an interesting call from you the other night. And I'm like, what the like, what are you talking about? I was panicked about it. He was very cool about it. But yeah, it was a great story in hindsight. I don't know how it would have gone with a lot of other people, but Joe was very cool about it.
I will say I think I had a friend who, like, his claim to fame is he found Red Jumpsuit Apparatus when they had like 200 friends on MySpace.
Okay.
And he made like what is the song?
Do you feel like a man?
He made that song his song on the profile. We're like, what is this? He's like, it's a new band I found. And then like 2 months later they blew up, and he was like, I found them when they had nobody.
That's the other thing about MySpace too, is that the song selection was the first really
sets the tone.
That was the first digital time where you could really publicly, social media wise, share your taste in music.
No, you could.
Did Zanga have a music element? Now we're going another step backwards.
Yes.
Did you
I
boys
think.
have Zenkos?
But that didn't get as big as MySpace, though. That was the
No, of
first
course it
like
didn't.
blow up, share my taste with my face on it.
If you were to find your MySpace profile today,
I've looked multiple times.
Okay, I was gonna say, what do you think the last song would have been that would have been your MySpace song?
I'm pretty sure I actually know this answer, and I think it was "Shake That Laffy Taffy." That
Oh
Laffy
God.
Taffy.
Yeah, that's a banger. That's a banger.
Maybe Akon.
Smack That.
No, like what was this song? Don't Matter.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think it was that one. I think.
Locked Up.
It don't matter.
No, not Locked Up. Not Locked Up.
It's a non-zero for me that it's "What Goes Around Comes Around" by Justin Timberlake, because for a little while that song had me in a sleeper hold. Like I was obsessed with that song for a little while, so it might rank up there. Or Yellow Card. Like there's a high percentage chance that it's Yellow Card as well. God, I actually really want to accomplish this. So there's nowhere that they're like archived that you can go find them.
I think I've looked it up before.
As we speak.
I also think, I mean, it's been talked about before, but Tom from MySpace 100% lives the best life ever of anyone.
500 million so long ago.
Just cash out.
He could walk into any restaurant anywhere, sit down by himself, and never be talked to. But if someone strikes up a conversation, he has the ultimate trump card and can be like, yeah, you know who I am? And they're like, no, who? And he takes off his shirt and he has a white t-shirt on underneath. And he turns around and goes like this. And they go, oh my God, it's you. And he goes, yeah, it's me.
Terrible radio guest. It was when we were on Live 105.7 at the time. We were like instructed, you have to get Tom from MySpace on the show. This was like an order. If you don't get him on the show, you're going to get fired type of deal, right? So we tracked him down. We get him on the show. Awful. I mean, awful.
Yeah.
Like,
what year was this? Like 2009?
Would have been before that. This might have been 05. Like,
yeah,
this
I was gonna say,
Eric, that picture wouldn't work either. That picture wouldn't work now either because he's got the mad long hair and the really long beard. He looks like a caveman now.
What's his story? Is he just a good coder, or like what? How did he build what he did? And
somebody should make a movie about that.
Right?
That's exactly what I'm getting at.
Aaron Sorkin, I think they should hook up and make a MySpace movie.
We can learn how it's not the MySpace.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty floored that hasn't come out yet. That movie hasn't been
crazy.
created.
Or no documentary.
That's unbelievable.
No Netflix.
There should be a documentary. There should not be an actual movie.
I'm stunned that both of those don't exist. Multiple documentaries, people that said they got screwed over versus the true story versus the like Hollywood documentary version, and relatively cinematic like Hollywood movie.
I think it just didn't have the stopping power. I think the fact that
it must truly not.
Facebook stuck around as long as it did,
and maybe that has to do with him being a low key guy.
Probably, yeah.
I'm looking at his wiki right now. There's nothing about what he has done in his life since 2014. Like
that's incredible.
Legend.
That's perfect.
Legend of the game.
He might be the GOAT of our lifetime in terms of best life.
Oh yeah.
In a September 2014 interview, he explained that he is not interested in returning to his previous vocation. Quote, "I'll never say never because more than anything, I like the idea that anything can happen. I don't know exactly where my life will lead. Adventure and the unknown has always been appealing to me." And that's it. 2014. That's the last thing that he has done of any relevance whatsoever.
I'm pretty sure he spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia, like Thailand, like very similarly to Jake.
Oh, okay.
Exactly, yeah. I actually saw him down there. That's how I knew what he looked like.
You're a regular in Southeast Asia, Jake?
Yeah, no, I was just telling these guys about how I went to Thailand. You want to hear about it, Glenn?
I would love to hear about it. Did you ever walk around with your buddies and say, "What's the capital of Thailand?" and then punch them in the dick as you said Bangkok?
Well, no, really.
Is that ever a thing in your life?
The thing about it was
Spencer and I had similar lives then. Spencer.
If you didn't, I don't know that we're boys.
Yeah.
The thing about my time in Thailand is just that it was indescribable.
What?
All right, he doesn't watch it. I'm yeah.
What? What am I missing?
You've never seen the.
You just had to be. You just had to be there. It was a very brief trip.
Sorry.
They saw the sights.
All right. I'm sorry.
You're such an Office guy too. That's what kills me.
I do like The Office a lot, man. It's just I'm so old, Jake. Like I'm so, and Eric probably can speak to this too.
Eric can speak to it. He is very old as well. So.
It's old, but like the kids thing ages you.
We have
rapidly.
talked about that. Yes,
the stuff that you can no longer file away because you have to keep like I have to know what my kid's blood. I didn't know what my blood type was. I swear to God, I had no idea. You want a story? This will feel name droppy. You know why I learned what my blood type was? Because Ray Lewis asked me one day what my blood type was.
There you go. Now you're
Because
Ray was sniffing around. He was like,
"Hey, wait a second. Fine. Go ahead. Do whatever you want to do."
You really are like Eric.
We had to put him on one day to promote some like boot camp thing that he was doing. Go ahead. I don't care. Go ahead. This is not. I'm not even. We had to do that, and he started the conversation by saying, "Glenn, what's your blood type?" And I was like, "The hell? Like, what the hell is that?" And basically, what he was trying to say is that like all men are worthless. We don't know anything. We don't even know what our blood type is. Like, we're terrible people. And I was like, yeah, you know.
All right, RDT. Go ahead.
I'm not touching it. It sounds like a killer interview.
There you go. There's my guy.
I'm not going
there's my guy. There's
he's a real sharp guy. I'll give him that. But
I'm not going to take a stab in the dark. I won't.
Well, you mentioned that. You mentioned the name dropping, and that's you and Eric are similar in more ways than one.
No.
Yeah.
I never.
Eric doesn't do a lot of name dropping.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is why we get along, Glenn. This is why we love each other.
Should we maybe do some turkeys of the year in honor of Mike Wilbon and
Yeah, lead us off.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
this was supposed to be something I was in charge of, and then I had 8-10 fingers.
I think you've lost contain a little bit. I think.
We've lost contain. Let's
let's let Glenn give one turkey.
Can you guys riff while I go to the little boys' room?
Go for it. I was gonna say let's let Glenn give one turkey.
I wish you would have. Does it have to be sports or local sports?
No,
not at all.
Anything.
I mean, we kind of embrace everything and everything.
I'm in this weird place because I actually almost have had to come around and respect the man, but like the audacity of that dude George Santos is the greatest story in human history, right? Like the guy, everybody knew what he was doing. Like it all came out into light, and he was still just like, "All right, whatever. I'm going to serve my time anyway." And then he just kept doing all the same S. He was like, now I'm going to commit more fraud. When you know I'm a fraud, I'm just going to commit more fraud. Like, I hate saying it because he fits the bill of Turkey of the Year, but like in a way, I kind of have to respect the guy. Like,
you can respect Turkeys of the Year.
He knew everyone on the planet. The gig was up. He had been caught. He had been found out.
The gig is up.
Finally, we're not going to do that. That's a terrible thing. We're not singing that song. Get the hell out of here. What's wrong with you? I asked what we filled in on the 4th of July this year, and I told whoever was producing, I was like, hey, man, I need classic American rock songs. And he came back from break with Renegade, and I fired him. I said, what the hell is like, what is wrong with you? Like, you got to know better than that. I think it was Stone Feltz, who's a nice guy. I didn't actually fire
Stone.
Yeah.
I could see Stone being like, the Steelers use that? What?
And that was the thing, too. He was like, I don't understand, man. It's a good song. I'm like, dude, what planet are you living on, bro? Yet George Santos legitimately got caught, got found out, had the opportunity to like try to create some sort of new life for himself. Like, yeah, but ever since I got caught, I've been on the straight and narrow, and I'm trying to serve my constituents or whatever. And instead just said, it's that, that meme, the I'ma do it again. Like, he just...
I didn't know that. I just, you're telling me now for the first time.
Was he the Jew?
What am I walking into here?
Yeah. He was Jewish.
Turkey of the Year. Turkey of the Year, George
Santos. Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn picked George Santos as his turkey.
So can I expound on that, Glenn, as well? Because I have so many thoughts of like, the definition of a sociopath is that when you get caught in your sociopathic track, it gets you off. It stimulates like an incredible dopamine rush.
You have no choice.
And he is at the highest level of a exposed sociopath. I feel like, had no choice but to be running around with that baby, doing whatever he was doing with that baby, running around the house, running around the Senate. Like, unbelievable pick for Turkey of the Year. Unbelievable.
Dude, I've never seen it's in human history. They will teach courses one day about this person. and trying to figure out like how this happens. How do you become this? Like what? There's got to be someone on the planet that like knew that guy as a normal guy at some point in his life and was like, I mean, it's the most mind-blowing story to me in
Speaking
human
of
history.
documentaries that haven't come out yet amidst the writers and actors strike, like how is that not even already hit Netflix?
Yeah, it seems like it should be time, right? Like they didn't waste a whole lot of time on the Billy McFarland one, did they? They didn't really.
No, that was out pretty quick.
Were you guys at all disappointed that the Las Vegas Grand Prix like actually happened and didn't turn into like Fire Festival on the road? Because it really was so effing close to becoming full on Fire Festival when like they couldn't practice and there was manhole covers coming up. I was like, oh my God.
I couldn't watch it, but I saw some of Verstappen's comments. I was like, yeah, it doesn't shock me at all that like that's how this wound up.
Dude,
I just remember like whatever night the practice run was they were like, all right, here we go. And then they were like, yep, 8 minutes in, it's canceled. And they're not giving refunds and they're not apologizing. And they were like, by the way, here's the manhole cover that exploded. And I was like, this is fucking incredible. This is awesome.
I was so prepared for like 6 Netflix documentaries about the disaster that was the Las Vegas Grand Prix. And unfortunately, like it actually happened, which
it'll be in Drive to Survive next season. Tune in.
Yeah, true. 8 minutes. 8 minutes the practice round. God. But no, again, Glenn, I mean the George Santos is a great answer. That may be the answer of the year.
I mean, again, it does come with a caveat. You almost have to respect it. Like you almost have no choice but to just say, dude, if you are this committed to being a sociopath, like if that is your life and you just don't care, I kind of have to tip my cap to you. Like nobody does anything as well as
like
that
Pablo
guy does.
He's like the Pablo Escobar of like being in the house, basically.
Right.
Like, just kept going and going and going.
Did not. He flirted with disaster. He felt the fire. The fire was literally up his ass, and he just said, "I'm going to keep going anyway." Like,
it's not a lie if you believe it.
100%, man.
We'll bring it back to that, but we'll let you get out of here on this. Give us something you're thankful for with Baltimore sports this year.
I mean that the Orioles don't suck. Like,
yeah.
I hate feeling that way. Like, okay, so Eric, you know, we do the Mo Gabba Sports Person of the Year every year with PressBox, right? And we've been talking about it this week. And like the way we're talking about the Orioles, like they were in our meetings, like they won the World Series. Like that's the way the conversations sound.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because the barometer is just so low that like doing anything, it changes our lives. And I'm just, man, the number of summers that have been awful for doing what we do for a living. And I get it. We don't do anything real for a living. We're not fixing, you know, we're not serving in the military or something like that, but it just sucks and it's soul crushing. And so God bless them. God bless them for getting us through the totality of the year and giving us stuff to talk about. And like joy, dude, I wrote a thing this summer about taking my kids to the beach. And like my kids demanded that I go across the street and get a wiffle ball bat and a wiffle ball because they wanted to like take turns pretending to be Adley or Gunner. And then we were playing on the beach and like all of these kids, it was like a Sandlot thing that was happening in front of me. Like all these kids came over wanting to play wiffle ball with my boys, and they made these friends from Quebec. And it was just, I'm old and I'm soft as hell. And like, I get emotional thinking about that. And none of that happens if they're not obsessed with Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson and Cedric Mullins and Anthony Santander. And so I'm like, there's something very genuine that goes beyond the silliness of it. Like I'm genuinely in my life has been bettered by what's happened with the Orioles in the last couple of years. So I'm truly grateful for it.
Love that. That's a perfect answer. It's
Glenn, I love you. Glenn, I'm also a jerk. You hooked me up to get onto PressBox and become your coworker.
Spencer, I was glad. I had no idea I was making a blind phone call that day. That might be a fit.
We both went, like, I feel like we were both very busy the day that you were like, hey, and I was like, hey, and you were like, hey, and I was like, hey, and then bam, 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 bam. Thank you. I love you for hooking me up with that.
I'm so glad it worked out. It's really cool that it worked out, and I need to have you on. I've effed that up too. That's my fault.
We're mid live bullets football season.
Yeah,
going on.
But
it's just been a whirlwind.
We will do that. Dude, I'm really glad though that it worked. You know, it's a bummer. Everybody knows Jeremy Kahn's one of my best friends, and you know, I know you guys love Jeremy. And a couple years ago, I had the idea of like, dude, you're posting pics every day on Facebook. We could pay you something to post pics, and with the trade-off being like it's good for us because we get page views, right? Like, it's a win-win for everybody involved. And he's doing his own thing now and started his own website, and I love that for him. I'm extraordinarily happy for him. But we had this opening, and like the first word I got of it is like, well, I see Spencer posting stuff all the time. I feel like that would probably be something that he would be down to do, and so I'm really glad that worked out, man. That made me
I'm
very
appreciative
happy.
of you for the hookup. Mine was kind of in reverse, but we got to catch up after. We don't want to keep you too long, Glenn. We love you. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to your family. Wish you tons of wealth, tons of health, and we love you, man. Thanks for
Thank
joining.
you, boys. Love you guys. Appreciate you.
Love you, brother.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Glenn.
See you guys.
Boom. We love Glenn.
Yeah, my phone. Glenn called me and it was like the middle of the day, like between meetings for me, and he was just like, "Hey, I have 30 seconds. I'm gonna set you up with a guy named John. Do you want to go?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And just the best. Glenn's the best. He immediately goes George Santos. No, not even a twinkle of an or an or a. He's just like, yeah, it's Rookie of the Year, George Santos.
I walked into that. I was like, what the am I like, did I fall
I mean, it's a great answer. That's a great answer.
Yeah, listen, I'm with it. Yeah, for sure.
It's almost like he does a radio show every day. He can just go. That was unbelievable.
That's true. That's true. Quick on his feet.
Eric, your nightmare was this lasting until 10:15, I think.
What? 10,
you were
15?
like,
No.
you were like, I don't know. Is this going to last?
I said 10:45. I said 10:45.
Yo, we're creeping
pretty
out
high noon RDT. That was RDT. We're talking a high noon RDT now.
That's true.
Well, I think the George Santos, that might have been Libstool RDT.
I didn't say anything. I didn't. I said 0. I said 0. Said 0. But we have one more link out. I don't know if he's going to join, but again, there's always a possibility of a Taylor as well.
Yeah, what's going on with that? What's he doing?
He kind of contractually has to enter for at least one tangible second.
It would be nice,
No, it's okay. We love you, Taylor.
A Taylor from the car on like 95 would be good.
Yeah, no, if he just has a little doohickey they can stick on his vent and just
Brian, you're very smooth whenever you join whatever you enter from a car. You're pretty nonchalant. I'll give you that 1,000%. There's like 3 times I've seen it, and you'll just be like, "Oh yeah, yep," and you'll just enter right into the conversation. You might be the best.
Have I done that often? It's been a while.
I've only seen it like maybe twice, maybe 3 times at most. But the times I've seen it, you're pretty smooth there.
I did interviews, yeah.
I'm picturing the meme of the MAGA people with like the wraparound glasses and like the hat. Like,
well,
you did Tucker. I think you did Jacoby.
Oh, I did a bunch of interviews for my car, typically from a Taco Bell parking lot in Annapolis.
Burger King,
During my
7-Eleven.
Jump out of lunch and do an interview when guests were available. Yeah, no, it was definitely.
I've only seen like a half.
Yeah, we did JT, we did Jacoby Jones. I did Max Homa from a 7-Eleven parking lot. We were. I was trying to race home, and then there was a gigantic accident on 97, and I could not get home in time to set up and do the interview. So I pulled over and did the interview from a 7-Eleven parking lot. Max Homa was like, "What the fuck am I doing here?" Talking to this is the guy who pulled me in for this interview. This guy in a fucking 7-Eleven parking lot. So yeah, no, that was a big jabroni look, and I don't know that he's really gotten over that one, but.
Yeah, Max is a really, really like just a surly guy. Fucking just holds grudges. So yeah, I'm sure he's that exactly.
The Tour Championship, like a few months later, I kind of approached him on. Gosh, it was like Tuesday afternoon. There was no crowds there, and I was like, "Oh yeah, what's up, Max? I actually interviewed from my car at a 7-Eleven," and he was just kind of like, "Yeah, cool, dude." I don't know. There's a lot of money on the line.
Less or more approachable than
Cameron. At work.
Less or more approachable than Cameron Young.
More approachable.
Yeah.
When you and Taylor did Homa, Jake will like this. right up his alley. I was in line to get my my vaccine at Six Flags in Bowie.
Yeah, listen, that is up my alley. You're right about that.
Yeah, that was good. I literally always forget we had him on the podcast. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. I think one episode we had Grayson and Max Homa on.
You guys had Bryson on in the middle, literally in the middle of like Bryson mania. You had Bryson on here.
I never knew the Bryson. I've tracked everything else. I did not know you guys had Bryson.
I had Bryson, so I connected with him at the Arnold Palmer. I was down there, connected with him. I was like, oh yeah,
that was the arms up Arnold Palmer, right?
Yeah. I was like, I'm with Barstool, but I'm not with Foreplay. And he was like, oh yeah, what's up, man? I would love to talk to you. So I was able to get him on the podcast for Masters Week.
You got that's when you get the hat too.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Woo! Oh my gosh. Woo! Taylor, I did just say about 3.5 minutes ago, he is contractually obligated to at least come in and go, fuck you guys, and leave.
I honestly weren't sure you guys were going to still be going. I was like, when I texted as I was walking out of the Xfinity Center in College Park, that's a free ad for Xfinity. But I was like, there's no way these guys are still going. And then he's like, yeah, I'm texting somebody to get on. I'm like, wow, these guys have some life left in them. Still like 2 hours in.
Well,
how's it going? I'm sad I've watched none of this or been a part of none of this. You guys look thrilled though, so I'm sure it's gone well.
It's been a lot.
I'm ecstatic to see you.
It's great to see you guys smiling. I pumped on you guys are still vibing. There's no tired faces in this group.
We thought you were going to get some playing time tonight.
You get $1 trillion.
Would have been nice to get in. I mean, they played the entire bench. I'm over there looking to, try to help out the squad, but it was not my time.
You got plenty of eligibility, right? I mean,
sure. I mean, I think that especially in this NIL era, it's not, they're paying me, but I should still be able to get in.
By the way, the fact that Maryland has a guy named Bachelor on the team.
Yeah,
I mean,
no Bachelor.
That's just free advertising.
Yeah, he's Frederick. I think he's from Frederick. So ended up at IMG. I think he was at Glen Elg Country before he was at IMG.
Yeah,
so.
he would be a Glen Elg Country guy.
Another Glen Elg mention on the.
Yeah, that's 2 Glen Elg mentions tonight.
Was there an FB mention?
School, but
no.
It was there was a Hall mention. There was a Glen Elg mention. There was a Reservoir mention.
Have we talked Turkey Bowl?
No.
I mean, let me tell you something. Turkey Bowl, Loyola Calvert Hall, Thursday. Calvert Hall comes in as an underdog for the first time in a while. They're on like 4-6.
I got to hook you up with Mike Luke for a little. You guys can chat a little bit both sides of the fence there.
Would love that.
I talked to Johnny about that.
He's a man for others. Yeah, just like John.
Yeah. Big game. So I'm sure you guys will be tuned into ABC.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be fucking locked in. Don't worry.
one of the great broadcasts of the year. I think Garceau. I think Garceau still does it.
Him and Mills or no?
It was him and Mills forever, but I think Stepner is involved there now too. He's in that broadcast. Jamie Costello's been on that for a while. They would bring Jamie Costello on. Jamie Costello would be like, oh, we've got someone on the ABC2 chat from Alaska who said Calvert Hall class of 91 tuning in. It was like an unbelievable.
Taylor, what turkey what Turkey Bowl is this?
Calvert Hall,
like
man.
135. No,
3 seconds. No. I know the answer. Give me your eyes. I know the answer.
102.
103. So close.
Oh,
what a loser. God doesn't even know it's a rivalry game.
All right, I'm gonna get myself off the show here.
Oh God, my internet.
Glad I brought that at the 3-hour mark. A little high school football talk that applies to like.
I actually, if I was to be in the city on that day, which I won't, there's a 0% chance I would not go to that on Thursday.
And there you absolutely have it.
I won't
be, but I want to go to
one in a row. So
yeah,
it's not in the city anymore though.
Jake, I hope you guys do a jumbo set breaking down the Turkey Bowl.
I think I'm gonna get the tape for Spenny and I'm gonna have him do a solo episode. It's gonna be he's gonna be breaking down all the schemes. It's going to be.
We have had on, I think, 3-time recurring guest Anthony Ronaldo, who is from my high school and is the boys Latin head coach now.
Yeah,
and we've had him on quite a few times.
Is he's the head coach now?
Yeah, he's the head coach at Boys Latin. He wants us to go there. We're honestly both such jerks. He's texted both of us to come there and wants to like give us Boys Latin stuff. Taylor's about to throw up, but
I'm a Gerstel guy too, so that's we got a little.
Gerstel didn't have a football team.
Yeah, that's true, but we did play them in other sports and beat them a couple times. Might I add?
You take a quarter zip.
Yeah, I would. I won't lie.
You take a nice
literally like
QZ.
Fred Smith, Gerstel's Fred Smith, not FedEx's Fred Smith. He basically just took the whole. He literally just took Boys Latin's aesthetic. So,
aesthetics. I think aesthetic might be the word of 2023.
Nice guy.
We're thinking about it.
Have you guys chatted about it? Is Brian in a garage? Like, where is he?
I said he's in Initech from Office Space. It looks like he's fighting with a printer right now.
Like what is that like a high chair behind him? Like what a
bizarre
bizarre setting.
Filling out some
There
teeth.
couldn't be a different setting between Spenny with the classy neon sign and then Brian. It looks to be
just a fluorescent nightmare. Just
just very different vibes.
Very late stage capitalism kind of vibe. Brian and
who won the trivia?
Brian did.
Brian by one.
That sounds.
I choked it on the last I can't express. I know that you weren't going to show up for it, but I have it for tomorrow, and I'm going to do it probably tomorrow night for a Friendsgiving, and I want you to, if you can, come in with us because I think it'll be right up your alley. Eric, Jake, am I wrong? That would be right up Taylor's alley.
Oh yeah.
Do you like New Girl and How I Met Your Mother and Friends?
So I'm not a Friends guy or New Girl guy. I've watched a little how my roommate who I just heard go in his room, Anthony, is a huge How I Met Your Mother guy. Huge. So I watched a little of that.
I don't know if Taylor will get it then.
I have some general pop culture knowledge, but if it's like episode by episode asks of what goes on, I don't have that.
There's some pop singer singing at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade ones.
That's a little bit more my bad.
There are 3 Macy's Day Parade pop singer questions.
I think I'm getting all those right. Maybe not all of them, but
you're not a huge Seinfeld guy either, are you?
I've seen 85% of Seinfeld episodes.
Okay, yeah, you might.
But not at the extent like repeating them over and over, where maybe I know them. But I've seen a ton of Seinfeld. Yeah,
you're not. Brian is 500 feet bigger than I thought it was.
I'm sorry.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I mean, what an unbelievable tradition. You watch a little turkey bowl, you watch a little parade. I mean, talk about an amazing day of TV.
I mean, that's just what an all-American kind of day. That's you, Captain America.
What a suburban Baltimore kind of day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Out in Roland Park, they're having a time.
Let me say 5 minutes north of Roland Park.
I think we all trust Fund Taylor. Just check.
Yep. And then I'm gonna go down to the the downstairs simulator, get some swings in. I mean, this is how this
just get dialed in, maybe hit a hole in one or two. Just what a day. What a for you. Yep.
It'll be an absolute thrill. Who brought the most juice on the guest front?
It's a good question.
Zach. There was some really good juice across the board.
Zach was good. Yeah, Zach
was good.
Pound for pound, maybe Zach, just because I think there was maybe some we didn't know what that entity was as much as maybe some of the others, and he brought some heat. He was great.
Oh yeah. Glenn's always shot out of a cannon, like no matter what.
Good.
I will default to Glenn just because anytime you get Glenn talking, there's nothing better. There's literally nothing.
You don't know where it's going. You don't know. We ended up talking about MySpace for 15 minutes.
MySpace and George Santos were the primary narratives of Glenn Clark's 25.
Yes, that's true.
Should we knock him out? Go ahead.
We did. Taylor would have liked this with Johnny. We got right into like some hardcore like JJ Redick shooting talk out of nowhere, being like, we talked a little Maryland, North Carolina, but then we were like, teams just don't learn how to shoot in the third week of the season and stuff like that. So
he gave us a sharp angle of like the in-season tournament says a lot about March Madness because it exposes kind of your shortcomings quickly in a quick tournament. And he was like, for my money, those have been pretty steady, like in-season tournament to March Madness performance.
Yeah, that's fair. Does he like this UNC team? Did he say? Did you guys get into that?
We didn't get into
more than
UNC really at all.
Armando Bacot has been there for about 500 years.
The one thing I meant to say to him was like, I was curious to hear his take of like, I'm so sick of COVID college athletes. And I don't mean that, like, I hope they all get their masters. That's great for them. As a couch mouth breathing fan, I'm ready to stop watching 24-year-old quarterbacks.
The Cam Rising graphic I saw today was unbelievable. He's been in college since like the Reagan administration.
He's going to get drafted to the Steelers in the 6th round next year. And that guy, Andrew Filipponi, is going to say, I feel great about this. Cam Rising going to be a better NFL quarterback than Lamar Jackson for the rest of the next decade.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
Yeah, that's a
like,
deep
like
cut
him. The kid at Oklahoma who's slated, his name's escaping me. He's been around forever. I mean, Talia has kind of been around forever.
Mostly sports, they talked about that. Brandon Walker said COVID, the worst thing that could have happened to the country was COVID keeping these kids in school for that long. He was like, not the deaths, it's kids, it's 26-year-old quarterbacks.
Oh, Dylan Gabriel. He's been around forever.
And Penix, I thought was at least
been around.
I thought he was at least 24. He's, I think, like 23, maybe even 22. But I was just like, Lord have mercy.
Bo Nix.
Yeah, but it's Bo Nix. If I had to vote, Penix would win Heisman. I think so. He's incredible.
Are we doing?
I agree with that. LSU has put the full court press on Mr. Daniels down there. They are doing.
I mean, he stepped it up the last 3
and that's why specifically Penix should win. If I'm a AP writer, whatever the hell it is, the propaganda machine in the Southeast versus in the Northwest, somebody's got to stick up for those guys. Like somebody, if Washington wins a Pac-12, somebody's got to stick up for the Pacific Northwest at some point. They just get bodied in every single thing. They complain about it. I hate it for them. They deserve some respect at some point. And if they go undefeated into the Heisman vote, like, why the fuck would it be anyone? Like, why the fuck would it be anyone else?
Well, I mean, Jake Browner has a lot of opportunity to earn over some respect here. What did you say?
Dude, that Heisman #1 overall pick race between him and Sam Darnold back in the day, that was special. Didn't really work out too well for really either of them, but
I did think Sam Darnold was going to be pretty legit. I was pretty high.
I did too, and I thought Jake Browning was going to be one of those guys like when that season was going on. And then
QB 1 through 3 of that draft class for me was Baker, Lamar, Darnold in order.
I've said this on the show before. After Baker's rookie year, I was like, this guy's gonna be such a problem for so long. Just never happened.
He gave such Drew Brees vibes, but with just a touch more fire in the soul, just a touch. He gave.
I think it's our guy. I gotta be honest. Our guy, Pilot Flying J, I think is a big part of that. It's just it's not gonna happen. Brown Parker won Super Bowl with him.
He is, I mean, and Geno Smith is probably going to, I'll say Geno Smith probably goes to a high that maybe Baker doesn't touch again, but Baker's going to make a lot of money and he's going to hang out for another 5-6 years. Easy. Oh, yeah. I think he's going to hang out for a while. Yeah, Baker will not be out of the NFL before he's 33 years old. I think he's only 27 right now, which feels young. Which I think he's like 27.
28. He turned 28 this year.
Okay, 28. If you told me he was 30, I wouldn't have called you crazy. I wouldn't have been, maybe.
But if he could get to the right team and have a Geno like yours, you said he could get like a 4 or 5 year deal for a lot of money.
Yeah,
it's there.
Falcons. Like if he goes to the Falcons next year or something like that, like he could be there for a long time.
Here's an article on Twitter when you search his name: why Baker Mayfield could be the Buccaneers quarterback in the future. There you have it.
Somewhere in the NFC South, we'll say that.
They're bought in. They're bought in Tampa.
I don't hate
that division, man.
Che right that one
on 6 picks.
That fucking guy.
Spenny's guy.
That division is terrible.
So bad. Very, very bad. Do we want to end with our turkeys? Do we want to do our turkeys?
Let's do our turkeys. We'll close it out. Eric, I know you've had these in your back pocket for so long, and I want to hear.
And again, we're just doing these just to rip off. We're not doing a draft. We're just ripping down the list.
But I want to start with you because it's your your
No,
idea?
I figured on hour 3 we would do a full draft and we would kind of go through each one with all our reasons and yeah.
All right.
Wait, Eric, are you sure that you
Here
don't
we
want
go.
to do a starting five at Turkeys of the Year?
RDT, you've gone over what this is based off of.
No. I mean, it's just what it's basically.
But I'm saying
what,
the PTI Turkeys of the Year is one of the great.
These
these
two, generally speaking, had no idea what we were talking about.
I did. I knew.
Well, okay, Jake. I respect to you. I
Spenny
apologize
had
for throwing.
No.
Spenny.
When you guys said it,
bit.
I was like, okay, I remember Kornheiser with a fucking turkey on his head. Yes. I had no idea. I had no idea going.
Oh, it's such an iconic segment.
It's the best. It's the best. So I'll go. I mean, I'll start off, and again, here's my list. I got RG3 top of the list. Him racing Dabo this last week.
That was
just
awesome.
Fucking vaulted that loser to the top of the list.
That was awesome. I don't want to hear any shit talk about that. That was so fucking funny.
Shut the fuck up. No, we're done with
funny.
we're done with Dabo.
Whoa. Let's have a little
Hickory
respect for a former future Baltimore beatdown guest here.
Yeah, future Baltimore beatdown guest.
Anyways, Jada Pinkett, number 2. Don't care about her. Get that shit out of
Are
my
you
face.
you're not including Will with her? You're just sticking it.
No.
to Jada?
No. Will is fine. Will is fine. Get Jada out of my face. Don't need you. Don't care about your book. Whatever.
Baltimore native.
Yep.
Yeah, Fulton native. Her and Will used to go to dinner where Looney's is now. It used to be Trapeze in Maple.
Fell in love with Tupac here.
Yeah, her and Tupac were a little bit of a fling there.
Yeah, we all heard all about it. Thanks, Jada. Number 3, Hamas.
No, we have a microphone down.
There we go. Again, number 3, Hamas. I think that they deserve a spot on the list at least.
Sure.
It's
Amazing it took to get to number 3, but sure, below Jada Pinkett Smith.
And RG3. I want that on the record.
That's controversial, but okay.
Dylan Brooks, number 4.
You didn't go Russia, number 4?
Clown. No. I could see. I mean, they have some good points. You know?
Yeah, Dylan Brooks had a tough year, and that's your guy. That's your guy, LeBron.
They could slot in here somewhere.
You're telling me now for the first time.
I mean, Dylan Brooks just keeps getting put on a poster. It's tough for him. Vegas for having the Orioles at 76.5, even though I think a lot of people made money off that, but I think they deserve.
You're gonna include the fiasco that was the Formula One race for the locals. You're gonna put that on Vegas's list as well?
We already talked about that. We already talked about that
with Glenn.
Yeah.
No, it was Glenn, right? Yeah.
Number 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Volo teams that try too hard. Chill out.
Exit 50 who?
No. They shot up to the they were the top of the
as a former cup in hand kickball ump. Chill the fuck out, you fucking losers.
Yeah,
people that go too hard about that stuff, that are jerks about it. Jesus, Lord have mercy, relax.
Yeah, just chill, time out. Just what are we doing? After that, Michigan football and Connor Stallions. Again, chill out. We don't care. I don't give a shit.
I think the Connor Stallions thing has been incredibly entertaining.
Everyone still signs, though. Everyone still signs. Everyone does it.
I feel like you guys are not on.
I'm overhearing about it. I'm overhearing about it.
So I'm with you now. It was the other side.
The Michigan Manifesto. The Michigan Manifesto is one of the best moments of the year. One of the best reports of the year is the Michigan Manifesto.
But I feel like, Eric, you're speaking more towards people that make a big deal out of it negatively than the entertainment value. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
No. I mean, you're right. I don't care. Like, everybody in the world steals signs. Every college football team, every baseball team, every football team in general steals signs. I don't care. I'm still like trying to. I'm having a tough time grasping why people are like, oh my God, they're stealing signs. I get it. He's on the sideline. He's going all these games.
They're just out there. They're signs. They're just
Brent Venables has been known as the greatest sign stealing defensive coordinator, like the greatest sign stealer for over a decade. Like, Venables is known. You better have dummy signals if you want to run signals, because Venables will take them.
The reason that I think the Stallions thing has been played more is not because people don't.
It's the character.
Understand that signs are stolen. It's that the entire story is so ridiculous and preposterous in the way he didn't cover any of his tracks, and just like seems like a total buffoon. I think that's where it like gets, and it's Jim Harbaugh, and it's Michigan, and it's the biggest, it's one of the biggest brands.
I'm
It's
over
like
Jim
Larry
Harbaugh.
David going as a Buck Dancer, like wearing the disguise, like it's like, what are we doing here, man? Like, come on.
Like the fact that he was telling people that like he was preparing to beat the Ohio State coaches that didn't know they were preparing to be the Ohio State coaches, but they in their heart of hearts knew they were gonna. It's just, that guy is an unbelievable figure. Just amazing.
I'm tired of hearing about him. I just don't care. I really don't care anymore.
So this is really less of the turkeys of the year and more of a RDT's had enough.
Yeah, I know where this is going, by the way. This whole I don't care about this thing that everyone else cares about. I know exactly where you're going with this.
Who's my last one?
Can I interject? I'm cutting off, and I'm gonna go my number one.
I don't even care at all. I literally I totally don't care.
My number one turkey of the year.
Definitely not mad.
Is people who pretend like the largest pop celebrity on planet Earth and one of the biggest athletes on Earth isn't a fun, trackable thing.
Yeah,
that is my number one turkey of the year.
Yeah, hand in hand. Yep, I'm right there with
my turkey of the year is people who pretend like there's no value or no reason that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce should get any notoriety or coverage. If Michael Jackson was dating freaking Lisa Leslie,
I was not sure where that was going.
It would have been gigantic. If Elvis Presley was dating, I don't know, the Marilyn Monroe of playing women's sports, whatever. Joe Namath is dating Marilyn Monroe. It would have been fucking huge. So boo to everybody that can't just be like, oh yeah, of course that's going to be a huge thing.
Say Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah. Okay, exactly.
I was right there.
Thank you, Brian.
I was just going to say Aaron Rodgers, but
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you definitely didn't have anything else in the hopper there.
Here's my list.
Here we go.
As he deletes one right now.
Why is that a picture of you taking off multiple Orioles shirts?
No, look, that was clean. Aaron Rodgers, last one.
I don't know if I'm buying
Michigan
it.
football and that dude I hate. That's what it said. You can see it.
I don't know. I don't think I'm into it. I don't know if I'm buying
it. One of my turkeys of the year.
Donna Kelce can kick rocks. I don't need her.
Your performance during the Chiefs game when they were showing Taylor Swift and your angry tweeting, that's one of the turkeys of the year.
No, because they showed Noah Gray catching a touchdown and they flashed to Taylor Swift. Like, what is she gonna do during the
and here it is. And Jake, here it is. Here you just had to get him. Yeah, here it is.
Gotta just wind him up, and you line him up, I knock him back. Just fucking.
Who would possibly care what Taylor Swift does during a football game? I just don't. Why would that even be a thing? Why would they ever even show
why
that?
would the NBC camera guy suddenly flash to her when a white tight end catches the touchdown and it's not Travis Kelce?
Why do people bring their babies to get kissed when the Pope walks through Washington D.C.? Like I don't know.
I love that we're comparing Taylor Swift to the Pope. I was
going to say, and that's a big for this side of the screen. That's pretty big. So thank you for that.
All right. Take the turkeys and go. Take the turkeys and go.
Take the turkeys and go. I will give you, Eric, is probably the line of the night. Take the turkeys. Leave the Taylor Swift.
Turkeys and go.
United Airlines. That's mine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's tough scene. It's tough scene getting out of SLP there. Let's find let's fix the wheel. Let's get the tool, whatever the fuck was happening. And let's give me some better updates too. Let's just be honest with me.
Got to inform your passengers. That's a bad job by United.
Yeah, whether it's bad news or good news, I just want to know. And they
can
figure it out.
Just want to know and prepare accordingly.
You know what? I'll give them one more chance. They have another chance to earn my business, but it's off to a bad start. Usually a Southwest guy. This is kind of my inaugural United experience, and here we are. They're my turkey.
Makes sense.
It's very fresh turkey, I would say.
Oh yeah, there's some juice in those yams. Let's just say that.
Fresh young turkeys.
Yep.
Anybody want to take it here? I'm trying to think why.
Yeah, no, I got Wander Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big time turkey situation.
Yeah.
Why? What happened?
That's the appropriate response there, Eric. I don't know that I really got to elaborate on that one.
No, yeah, we're good.
We're not going to unpack that the way we did George Santos.
I'm not sure we need to unpack that.
The spy balloons. Yeah, the whole lot about nothing.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, that was something in 2023. Very focal point of discussion, and again, seemed like a whole lot about nothing, but no newsworthy to say the least. Sam Bankman-Friedman, is that the right name? I
Sam
probably botched that.
Bankman-Fried.
He was
Fried,
somebody I thought of.
Yeah, no, he big time turkey. Got a lot of page
that?
views at the old barstoolsports.com.
Who is that?
The
crypto guy,
Bitcoin, not
FTX.
crypto. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bernie Madoff of crypto.
Michael Lewis just put a book
Gotcha.
out about that whole thing. I'm gonna go read that.
Gotcha.
Oh, did the book actually come out?
Yeah, it did.
I'm curious.
I heard it was okay. I heard it was okay. It's
Yeah.
not great.
Movie's
It's
better.
kind of weird because
Right.
it didn't seem to play its natural path out. Like, I feel like he was
Right. He
in
usually
the
waits
weeds
a little
of
bit.
doing his process, and then like, oh shit, I better write this book. John Morant, I think we
Yeah.
talked about that a couple times, but it's pretty simple. You just do one thing and just kind of put the guns down, and
Eddie, do you want to elaborate
I
on
would have
that?
loved to have
Like,
been on the.
your idea on like that whole situation? Like
I would have loved to have been on the call where it was like, "Hey, the GM's like, hey, Ja, you mind like not waving your gun on IG Live? That'd be great. Like if you just could not do that, that'd be
If
awesome."
you could just go ahead and do that from now on, that would be great.
Joe, if you could just go ahead and get those TPS reports in, we're going to need you to come in on Saturday.
Oh, and I almost forgot.
And also,
Gonna
I'm
need you to
sorry,
come
sorry.
on
Somebody
Saturday.
brought it up earlier. Yeah, don't bring your gun to the strip club, please. We'll ask twice.
I
if
mean,
we
what's
need
the
to.
point of having one if you're not going to bring it to the strip?
Well, I just saw Brian scoffing at that.
the easiest thing to do, particularly after there's been a couple incidents and the impact of such things are so clearly going to impact your future income, to just don't flash a gun on Instagram Live or just, whatever. And it's just so easy not to do the thing.
We
But
talked about
you
Glenn
just-
though, like when a sociopath gets the attention of their hidden secret. George Santos, John Morant, maybe cut from the same cloth. Who could say?
Crazy, yeah. Two pieces of pot.
OnlyFans.
Very similar dudes, to say the least.
Yeah. It's a good one, Brian.
Purdue basketball, Bruins. I was pretty prescient about the Bruins. They lost even sooner than I said they would. And then I suppose Liberty and Bell, quite literally the turkeys of the year. Compliments to Joe Biden.
I thought you were going to go with Liberty University, which could definitely.
I was going to say,
That's fair. It's fair. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Eric's a big fan of the Flame. You know,
was
he
kind of
loves
feeding into
everything
that
with
one.
the program. So yeah,
Awful quarterback.
I'll say my turkey of the year was probably everybody that thought that I wasn't going to hit bourbon in hand.
oh boy,
Bourbon in hand.
he took his pants off. The pants are off.
Jake, get the screenshot ready. Jake, get the screenshot ready. Jake.
Bourbon in hand.
And oh gosh, not natural.
Banksgiving split. I would say that's the turkey of the year. Anybody who thought that wasn't coming, I've got bad news. In the words of Donald Trump to Kamala Harris, I'm gonna come.
You're not coming.
I thought you were going to what did he say? To the losers, of which there are many. That could have fit.
Haters and the losers of
To
which
the
there are
haters and losers, of which there are many. That
I
could
wish
have
Merry Christmas to all the losers out there, even though they are the ones who are fucked up.
All of those are appropriate. I would also say turkey of the year would be, I don't know, man. Turkey of the year would be anybody that thought that the Ravens wouldn't be in first place heading into week 12 for like the fourth straight year. This is John Harbaugh's time. November's his bitch.
It's Brittany, bitch.
It's Brittany, bitch, John Harbaugh in November, Michael Scott. And those are my turkeys of the year, presented by Bourbon and Yoga.
Presented by Boar's Head. Sponsored
It's been 5 whole days since he's done yoga. Very impressive.
I came up with a couple just on the fly here.
These will be
James Harden has had kind of I don't really know what he's doing.
Love that one.
Ron DeSantis.
Ron getting the turkey of the year.
Ronnie was kind of bumping up as the presumptive guy that was going to challenge Trump, and it feels like it's falling apart for him. To that end, the democratic process feels like it's falling apart in this country. So I would like to just throw that into there.
Wow.
This is getting hot. This is hot political takes on the
And Hollywood, I think, had a tough year. Other than Barbie and
Brown?
Oppenheimer, we had strikes. We had massive stuff with that, which hurt people's entertainment.
Watch The Killer on Netflix.
At the same time,
Killer's good. Killer's good.
Barbie and Oppenheimer, didn't that make like the biggest must-see movies in years, or am I wrong?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, the Spider-Man movie the year before.
This has been the best movie year since 2019. So it's been a couple years.
Mario and Ninja Turtles were fantastic. So
Right.
yes,
Yeah,
I
so
did.
everyone was-
Peaches. I mean, that movie was awesome.
Very good. Very, very good.
So
What a quick rattle off there. That was impressive.
yeah, I
Taylor.
was trying to like come up. I didn't think about it. I should have thought it was in my car ride home, but it was pouring, and I was trying not to.
I mean,
crash.
Taylor, what were mine? John Harbaugh's haters and me doing a split. So I think you did. I think you did just fine. Wanted to give a shout out to Numra, who just said he's a Gilman Greyhound here. Wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to the Broskies, especially Eric, whose head is going to pop. Appreciate us. We appreciate you as well, and we love you. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to Mr. Numra there. So. What a list that we do you know who? I mean, Turkey of the Year has to be Kevin Smith because it was supposed to be Andrew Kevin Walker, and now it's Kevin Smith.
I wrote 7. Yeah,
I mean,
they're just rushing this thing out. It was always going to end this way. By the way, when I was like, I saw the text of like status here, and I was like, oh, they're still going. I was like, I cannot wait for this to end. I was talking about this same entourage.
I don't know that I'll ever see your face and not say it again. Like I think in my old age, if I have full blown, if my brain starts to turn a little fuzzy, I think I'll see a picture of Taylor and be like, "Fuck you, Ari."
They're fucking rushing this thing out.
Rushing this thing out.
Benny's family like at his bedside, and they're like, "What is he trying to say? What is he trying to say?" And he's like coughing. He's like, "Oh, they're just fucking rushing this thing out."
What did Michael Bay say?
You do Aquaman, you stupid fuck.
Well,
That's how it
I
works
think
with
with that,
actors.
boys, I think that's a great place to cap this bad boy off. We had a wonderful time. Banksgiving. The bank is great again, and we appreciate you
Is
guys.
the Banksgiving for the bank or for banks? I missed that
Yes.
that instant analysis.
Yes.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Banksgiving also doesn't end today. Banksgiving just starts with the Ravens Thursday night game. There is no end to Banksgiving.
Hopefully, it's not as ill-fated as Baltimore with the Steelers game and the Rangers series.
I don't know what you're talking about. Baltimore is also actively happening. That's an insane statement. If Baltimore actually only takes place inside of the bar idle hour, you actually can only truly experience Baltimore in idle hour. We'll have to.
Kind of like a little hole in the wall, Get a decent beer selection. Get some games in the back. I actually know one of the bartenders.
We'll get you into it, Jake. We'll get you some chartreuse.
Chartreuse.
We have to get inside of idle hour with Jake. Jake, I have your sweatshirt here. Jake, you're gonna have to come sleep over soon. You've been resisting lately.
You got my Colts glasses too. I got to get down.
I have your Colts glasses. I have your bank sweatshirt. You have been resisting sleeping over.
I asked to come over. I asked to come down and get the hoodie.
Oh! I was being so serious. I was being so serious when I told you not to come get.
Are we gonna unpack this now? Is this finally gonna unpack this?
Yeah. I asked and I was told no.
That was definitely a hard no, Jake. That was definitely a hard no.
You were foolish to take that seriously.
I didn't take it seriously.
Yeah, exactly. You were like, yeah. Me, if I would have said yes, please, I think you would have been like, all right, maybe I'll come down tomorrow. But you were like, nah, all right, double fuck you, I'm not coming.
Oh, you were trying to nag me into coming down. Okay.
Yeah. You have to sleep over. What's today? The 21st. If you don't sleep over by, let's say, the 8th of December, then the glasses get smashed, the sweatshirt gets burned.
Well, you're busy tomorrow night, right? Because I was going to say that.
No, you'll be right next to me, and you can probably come where I am.
That'll be the time to do it.
Oh, that was adorable.
You'll be at Whiskey Creek, and I'll be in Urbana.
Oh, that's where the Sizzler's from.
Urbana
Oh.
is not Frederick. That's so much closer to Whiskey Creek.
No. I meant Frederick County. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be in the city of Frederick. That's where
Sure.
that's a
That's even
common
closer.
misstep. Yeah.
That's right there.
I'll be in Urbana. I'll be in like the actual like village of Urbana, I think, in the townhouses there. So come on through. Come on. If you want to hang out tomorrow night, then just come over because we're going to play the trivia and we can pretend that you haven't played it and then you'll win that time.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll remember all the answers too. Yeah. So.
But yeah, thankful for you boys. Thankful for Taylor, Eric, Brian bringing us on this year.
Yeah.
Very
Taylor's a shell of a human right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've run out of gas.
That's okay. We're out of gas here.
It's tough for you. Yeah.
We're leaving anyway. But
I also
just
saw that Stephen A. Smith talked about cars today.
God, I've been waiting to watch that. I've been waiting to get to that. Yeah.
Fuck.
By the way, RDT, your Stephen A. take is so
No, he's awful.
This is so. Now I'm back. That's the worst take of the year. This guy is so freaking entertaining. That you're the RDT. You're my turkey of the year.
Yeah, mine too.
Sure. Bring it on. I'll wear it.
At the January 6th riots. Anyone see that AI?
No.
But I want to if that's what we're Stephen A. related.
We can take that offline. We'll take it offline. But
Judge Baltimore with a perfect ending to it.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it, Judge.
Judge is right down the street from me. Judge is a fellow Ford Ave soul.
Love that.
If I'm not mistaken. Somewhere right around.
Jake's gone. We lost Jake.
No,
Jake's gone.
I'm still here.
Jake's gone forever. We'll never.
Oh, stop! I'm still here. Please.
It's such a shame. We'll never be able to see Jake again.
Did this thing? Did it run out of battery? What's going on?
We're mixing it up in Kansas Marquette, by the way.
I was about to say, I'm gonna go watch a little bit of that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think it's safe to get us the fuck out of here, boys.
3.5 hours.
It was the Banksgiving episode. Banksgiving has started. It is not over. We love every single one of you. We've gone 3 hours and 33 minutes. Have not said it once. Like and subscribe if you've made it this far. We appreciate everyone who supports us, this channel. We hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Make sure to follow. If you don't know where to follow at this point, I'm not reading the names off. You fucking know us. You love us. We love you. Shout out to Jimmy Seafood. Shout out to Black Eyed Susan Spices. Shout out to Fed Thrill. Fed Thrill has a huge deal going on. You can get a buy one, get one free if you just go onto their website. They have a Black Friday deal. With that in mind, we hope that you have a very festivus, the best of us. Jake is maybe trapped inside of the computer, like in.
I think he's trapped inside of his Sony camera. That looked like a Sony camera interface.
That was great. It is. Yeah, you nailed it. Good.
Jake does have a beautiful camera. So with that, we fucking love you. We hope that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you for hanging out with us for way too long. And we will see you guys very soon. We'll have Jake and I will probably do a Ravens preview, I guess, Friday with Brian and Taylor maybe, and Eric maybe, and whoever else joins us.
Definitely.
So
Eric.
with that, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Peace.